My name is Aidan, also known as Turtleboy.
He is a senior editor for Turtleboy Daily News.
I'm a big fan.
We've broken hundreds of stories that the mainstream media won't touch.
Some blogger in Massachusetts who's getting to the bottom of this better than anybody.
Why is it Turtleboy that is covering such important issues? Where is the rest of the media?
You did not say that you were going to take my baby out of her vent and make him a transgender baby.
Stop it.
Don't you want to ask some questions? I know you do.
I do. I know you do.
People don't like the things that I say and want me to stop saying them, but I won't. I'm never going to stop. These are the kind of stories that must be told.
And I will not be intimidated. I will not be silenced. And we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Tick, tick, boom. Boys, go baby, we bringing out toys. Boys, chopper be singing, should be on the voice. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out.
We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets.
Karen Reed has supporters who've shown up in large numbers.
Tick, tick, boom.
Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wildin'. You must be blind by the diamonds. I didn't want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this, so it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet. We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
This is the first time I think I've ever seen this. An outpouring of support for someone accused of murdering a Boston police officer. Unbelievable situation. Never seen anything like it.
Tick, tick, boom.
You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me?
We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. It's go, 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 go time.
Tick, tick, boom.
Boom! What's up, people? How's everyone doing out there tonight? Good? Good? Excellent. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Aidan Kearney. You can call me Clarence Woods Emerson. That's my Facebook account. Follow me on there. Hook it up. Sometimes I go live on there for impromptu lives. During the school year, we did a lot of bus stop lives. We'll bring those back. School's starting up in a couple weeks, believe it or not. So get ready. They're coming back. So, so follow me on there. You can call me Uncle Turtleboy, as old school turtle riders are known to do. You can call me Doctor. Actually, I would prefer if you did, because if Jill Biden's a doctor, then so am I. Also acceptable is Daddy. You are welcome to call me that. Certainly not required. Can understand that could be a little bit strange, but you know, I don't really care what you call me. Just be here every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. sharp for the live show, and make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we do an impromptu live, which, you know, they're impromptu. You never know when it's going to happen. How many subscribers are we up to now? Are we up to 98,000? 97,995. There's got to be 5 people out there watching right now. I mean, we got like, how many people are watching right now? We got over just on YouTube alone right now. We're up to, we have 3,100 people watching. I bet you 5 of you haven't hit the subscribe button. Let me refresh this. Can we get to 90? Can we get to 98,000? Hook it up. 98,001, just like that. It just got like that. It's done. We're up to 98,000, just like that. So we're in. So we're only 2,000 followers, subscribers away from 100,000, baby. Woo! Who would have ever thunk it? So anyway, it'll be cool. Wait, I just saw this one. I'm streaming on my OnlyFans with Turtleboy Live. People love boobs and Turtleboy. No doubt. For sure. Okay. So anyway, yeah, make sure you smash that subscribe button, guys. Also, you can, what else was I going to say? Yeah, follow on my social medias, Twitter at Dr. Turtleboy, Facebook. There's just a regular Turtleboy page getting close to 60,000 followers. We've been kicked off all these platforms so many times, and now we're just killing it on there. So it's pretty cool. So make sure you just follow everything while you can, because you never know when they're going to kick us off again. They haven't kicked us off with the Karen Reed stuff, so that's been pretty cool, because Karen Reed stuff is not political. I used to get kicked off a lot when I had political opinions. Like I had a tweet yesterday a lot of people disagreed with. They said Jarren Duran did nothing wrong. He said something under his breath, okay? He didn't even know. He wasn't saying it to anyone. I don't even know who Jarren Duran is before this because I don't watch the Red Sox. If it's not Manny Ramirez out there in the outfield, I don't know who it is. But, yeah, apparently he said, he said the F word. And not fuck, like the fun F word. He said that one. And he said that. And it's like, first of all, I'm with you, Mike. Like, he said it under his breath. All right. He didn't like yell it out. Like they're on a hot mic, like basically. And some guy was razzing him, giving him the crap, and he goes, fucking faggot. That's what he said. Oh no. Oh, cancel me. And I said, I'm like, are you kidding me? When I was a kid, everybody called each other fags. It would be like, if somebody complained about that, we tell them to stop being such a fag. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like so I put that out there that Jarren Duran did nothing wrong. And all these new Turtle Riders, all the people who were like, just started following me for Karen Reed, they're like, oh my God, you can't say that. That's homophobic. And I'm like, oh, you should definitely unfollow me. Like it's, if you think that's bad, it's going to get a lot worse. You don't know me, and you agreed with me on Karen Reed, so you followed me, and then, oh boy, are you in for a surprise. This isn't going to end the way you hope it does. So why don't we just agree to mutually split now? No offense taken. I get it. It's just, it's not for you. We all agree Karen Reed's innocent, but this is, if you have the problem with the word fag, we're going to have a tough time. More than anything, just that somebody saying it is like a huge deal. Like, relax, okay? Like I say cunt a lot too, and I love the word cunt. And the more people telling me to stop saying the word cunt and fag, I just want to say it more. It just makes me want to say it more. There was actually 3 words. If you guys have been watching my show for a while now, old school Turtle Riders know there's 3 words that I brought back. And I'm like, we're making these words socially acceptable to say. And I honestly forget the 3rd word. It was fag, cunt, and for the life of me, I can't remember what the 3rd word was. Does any old school Turtle Riders remember what the hell I was talking about? No, and by the way, Christine, that was fake news. Some Boston Herald joke reporter. Retard, thank you. It was retard. Again, and it's like, because a lot of people tell me you can't say these words. It's like it's nothing against homosexuals or, special needs or cunts. All right. It's just nothing against them. It's just, they're good words. They're just good words. They flow off the tongue. And I don't want to censor myself because some person out there is pretending that they're somehow damaged by that word. You know what I mean? Like nobody's actually hurt by it. Nobody, like literally nobody's hurt by that word. Okay. We grew up with these words. These are great American words, and they're trying to take them away from us. And eventually we have to stand and be like, no more. And they'll say, well, what about the N word, Turtleboy? No, the N word's not a great word. The N word's an ugly word. I don't like the way it sounds. I don't like the way it rolls off the tongue. I don't feel comfortable saying it. It's just an ugly, jagged word. It's too jagged, right? Whereas these other words you're cunt. It's just a beautiful word. And I don't know how else to say it. And yeah, that's why we don't say the N-word. Clarissa knows. We say trigger please. What you talking about? And they can't say, and some have said that's a slur. Like because I'm a white person, I can't say the N-word. But the N-word comes up a lot. when you like are talking about urban vernacular and stuff like that. And so it's confusing because some people are allowed to say it and some people aren't. So I'm white, as you can see, so I'm not allowed to say the N-word. So we just started saying trigger. And I'm like, oh, trigger, please. Trigger what? Like a lot of that. And then they came along and you can't say that. Why can't I say that? Well, you're trying to sound like that. Okay. What if I say, so it's like, so then we add one variation onto that. And it's like, but so my point here is nobody's actually offended. Nobody's offended. Nobody's hurt. Some Boston Herald reporter. What the hell is this chick's name? I got to find this tweet. You guys got to see this shit because this is fake news. Cullinan had it. Does Cullinan still think that Karen Marie is guilty? Because he's dead to me if he does. But anyway. And by the way, Cullinan on the night on Christmas Eve, he's the first person to tweet out that there was a bolo. Thanks, Dave. So I called him and I told him the story. I'm like, bro, come on. This is bullshit. It's a lie. Blah, blah, blah. He took it down. But now that we have their cell phone records, they're all looking. They're like, where did Cullinan's tweet go? Where did Cullinan's tweet go? Anyway. Oh, we came around? Okay, okay, good. All right, good. That's good to hear. Okay, good. We're friends again. So Cullinan tweets out, and Dave was on my show like 4 years ago. Remember that? When he was so drunk and he came on my show for the first time and people were shitting on him and he was just reading the comment. I don't know if you guys remember that episode. That was a good episode. Anyway, oh, good. You yelled at him. Awesome. So he tweeted out, what did he say? He had a screenshot of it. Here it is. She deleted it. It said, so this chick is a Boston Herald reporter, and she said, per source, Boston Mayor Michelle Wu has requested a meeting with the Red Sox regarding the Jarren Duran incident. Per source. I love when they say per source. You know who also says per source and starts off every tweet with per source? Grant Smith Ellis. And that usually means I'm about to lie. Whenever they say per source, that's their way of covering themselves from a libel lawsuit, right? Is just saying, it's not me, per source says this. So per source, Boston Mayor Michelle Wu has requested a meeting with the Red Sox regarding the jury. That never happened. Is like, and whoever fed this to her obviously was like doing it because like it kind of sounds like something Michelle Wu might do. So it's like, just go with it. And she's just so quick to report it. And then I had no idea who this chick was. She writes for the Herald and covers the Red Sox. This is her.
I had some sangria. Post-game review. I had some sangria.
Oh, man.
I had some chocolate cake.
Oh, women in sports don't mix.
And my post-game review is this. That sucked. There's really no way around it. I can't spin it. I don't even want to try. It would look real stupid if I did. That was unacceptable and embarrassing.
Give it to him, girl. Yes, horrible.
And
horrible.
I really don't have anything else to say.
Oh, they should have.
So I'm just going to say good night and have a great rest of your weekend because what else would I possibly say?
So the Red Sox, they should have scored more. Yeah, the Red Sox should have scored more touchdowns or something. So I guess that's the reporter from the Herald that tweeted this out. She took it down because Michelle Wu ended up responding to it. So it's not actually real. But either way, free Jarren Duran. I don't even know who the hell he is. Is he good? I don't even know. The only one I know in the Red Sox is I know Devers because Devers was around back when I used to like the Red Sox and he was like the hot young prospect. And then they got rid of everybody. They got rid of Mookie and Bogarts and everybody worth watching. And I didn't know anyone else left on the team. And they turned into the woke Sox. And I'm like, see ya. I don't find the sport interesting enough to stick around. So anyway, he's an all-star? I didn't even know. He's our second best player. Oh, I didn't even know that. I assume Devers has to be. Devers is the guy still, right? I'm guessing. I don't even know. But anyway, that's my thought on the Jarren Duran situation and bringing words back. Anyway, if you guys would like your messages read out loud to the class. Oh, and by the way, Thursday, we have Thursday the 15th, big day. We are having a protest in front of Michael Morrissey's office. Paul Cristoforo has posted the information in the Justice Group. It's so great that I don't have to like run this shit anymore. Like he has an annual fundraiser every year, and we disrupted it last year, had a big protest, and I kind of led it. But it's great that the free Canton Read thing has evolved, and there's so many other leaders now that I don't have to organize shit like that. It's great. And so, yeah, we'll get to the Canton 9 stuff today. But so that's Thursday. If you want to come, we're going to be protesting outside because he's really like he's the Bowser of this whole thing. He's the final boss. He's like the final bad guy who's at the top of this that you don't even realize is the bad guy because he only appears once in a while and like issues some insane press release. But you hate Lally and you hate Jen McCabe and you hate the rest of these bozos, but you should hate Michael Morrissey the most. Like he's worse than Proctor, worse than Tully, because he's all their bosses, and he is the reason that this sham prosecution is ongoing. He is the face of corruption in Massachusetts, and he's got to go. Like he's got up for re-election in 2026. Who knows if he'll run again? But we can't let that happen. We can't let that happen. He's a loser. He's never lost an election in his life, but he's still a loser because he's got money. So I think we need to go there. Think of some cool stuff we can do to protest it, disrupt it, whatever. Who knows? Also, announcements. So Saturday is going to be our last show for a bit. I'm going on vacation starting on Sunday. I'm going back to Jill Daniels' favorite place that she likes to. Do we have the Jill Daniels clip here? Where'd it go? What is this? It? No,
you don't, because you're a fucking loser. Oh, I went to Truro because somebody gave me a thing.
Going back to Truro. It's gonna make her mad. Someone gave me a.
No, you don't, because you're a fucking loser. Oh, I went to Truro because somebody gave me a thing.
Somebody gave me a thing, also known as a thing. So I'll be going back to the thing starting on Sunday. Truro, Massachusetts, Cape Cod, the best town in the Cape. It's beautiful out there. Last town before P-Town, and got a place right on the beach. So I'm gonna take a week off, not do the show. So Saturday is gonna be kind of like the last show before we get the fuck out of here. But so yeah, all right, cool. So hopefully nothing happens crazy that week, and we can actually take a week off. Last week was last vacation. I got the lucky locker interview while I was in Truro. So. We'll see if we can get something like that going this year. All right. If you want to have your messages read out loud to the class, you can click the link at the top for Turtle Chat. You can donate whatever amount of money you want, write a message, and I will read your message out loud to the class. Or conversely, you can cash at me at $sign Uncle Turtleboy, and I will read your message when I get the notification on my phone. So let me see some Turtle Chats here. Starting off big here. That's what she said. Nicole sends $50 and goes, I feel strongly that the jury's been compromised after the one said words like witness intimidation, referenced a blogger, and said hearing protesters. I think Bev will ask jurors what she knows she's going to hear. That way she doesn't look corrupt. It won't be unanimous. Your thoughts, please. I don't disagree that she's going to try some shit like that. First of all, I don't disagree with anything you just said. And I'm going to come out and say it right now, okay? I have been... I have sources. I can't say who the sources are, but I think a lot of people have kind of picked up on this. But I can't say shit. Okay? Been contacted. So I know the person who wrote that letter and complained, it was the foreman. And I haven't even said his name. I could if I wanted to. I don't know why he's being such a little bitch about it. He's complaining. It doesn't even sound like he wrote that thing. Complaining. Because he's a former cop too. Turtleboy saying where I worked, and I didn't say where you worked. I said you worked. I said he was a cop, okay? A lot of cops. Did I even say what state the cop was in? Even if I did, who cares? Okay? So he's complaining about he's the one that complained. All right. And you're right. There was a lot of things in his little affidavit there that was kind of didn't smell right. About the witness intimidation and referencing me. It was just like all the things that if you were Adam Lally, you would want mentioned. I don't know. So, but ultimately the jurors are all going to have to, they're not going to lie. They're not, if they were part of a unanimous verdict to convict Canton Read, they're going to tell the truth. And think about it. 5 jurors have come forward to the defense and told them this, right? 5. And that means, right? That means that I would say at least one of them voted guilty on manslaughter. Just if the vote was 8-4 or 9-3, and 5 of them have come forward, by definition, it's got at least 1 or 2 of them voted guilty, and they're still saying they voted to acquit on murder, all of them. So I think that is a good sign. I think that's a good sign. Because I don't think, I mean, what? Come on, I don't know. But the question is, will it come to that? Like, will they ever actually bring them in and ask them? Like, that would be wild. It's never happened before. Okay, so we'll see about that. Let's see. Laura sends $5 and says, justice for Aidan Kearney and Jeff German, the local German journalist murdered by the corrupt Robert Tellis. Defend the Turtleboy and Karen, justice for John O'Keefe, donate for the causes. So I did a Turtle Club episode on Rob Tellis about a year or so ago and compared him to, I think it was Michael Proctor. It kind of looks like Proctor. Dude, that's why I need to get into true crime. I find some of these people fascinating. Rob Tellis is one of the most fascinating narcissists you'll ever see. Like fucking insane murderer. Killed a journalist who was writing stories about how corrupt he was. He's an elected official, writing stories about how corrupt he was in the office, and he's banging some side chick in there. And, everybody in the office hated him. He was retaliatory. And this journalist was just relentlessly writing about him. And then finally, so he's on Twitter and he's like mocking the journalist. And he's like, oh, I see this guy, Jeff German's in my trash or something like that. His Twitter account's gone now. And he killed him. Like, he murdered him. Like, it's undeniable. And then he represented himself in court for most of the pretrial stuff. And he's finally got a lawyer, and now he's going to trial. And his claim of being framed is like the most retarded thing I've ever heard in my life. It's just like, bro, you got nothing. Like, I can't believe he's actually taking it to trial. But I guess you're going to do life in prison anyway. You might as well go to trial, right? I don't know. Like, how's that one going to end? Okay, so yeah, maybe we can get to that. We do some other true crime stuff. But thank you for that, Dono there. I also forgot, what else? I have more announcements. They'll come along when I remember them. Okay. Mark Bederow, officially pro hoc vici'd in. There was no objection from the Commonwealth. He's on the dream team now. It's all done. So we're going to get going. And, he's kind of jumping in the middle of this thing. There's a lot to go over, man. He's got like a lot of questions, and I'm catching him up to speed. He's a quick learner, though. That's the thing that I like about Mark. He's a quick learner, and he wants to learn more, and he's really passionate about it, and he gets it. So he's in. And, I'm trying to explain. The big thing is the fake victim, like explaining that whole story, because I've never really truly explained that story like in detail to you guys. So like I told Mark that I would put together like a chronological list of how we got here with that whole thing. And, I've kind of pieced together by using various, we have our Google searches and web history and stuff like that. And it's day by day in all our texts and DMs. And it's like day by day, when you see it happening, you're like, oh, and then you see the shit she's messaging me on those days, and you're like, holy shit, this is fucking insane. Like, it's like the craziest story ever. So I might be publishing a story on that just because we've never put it in writing. I've talked about it on the show and various things, but like, there's no like link to something where I can just share it and say, here's how things went down, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And there's that. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh my God. All right, hold on. All right. Yikes. All right, hold on. All right, so we'll be getting to that later. Anyway, so yeah, what else is we going to talk about here? Dr. Origami sends $10 and goes, whatever happened with creepy thug grandpa that evening? I think you could have taken him. Creepy thug grandpa? I don't know that. Also, I think Jill D. doth protest too much. Okay, thank you, Oregon Doctor. I don't know who that is, but thank you. John Barron sends $5 and goes, did Dave McGrath ever reply to the text you sent him during the Saturday's live show? Him and Plevin went out to eat at D&E back in April after he deleted all his pro-Karen Reed content from his YouTube channel? He definitely flipped to the other side. Didn't know that. I'm going to be honest. I mean, I don't know what's up with Dave. I like Dave. That's sad to see. It's very sad to see if that's the case. Okay. Let's see. Let me. So I messaged Dave the other day. Where'd it go? And I said, "Hey, Dave, people in chat are saying you switch sides. I don't believe for a second. What should I say?" And he didn't read it. But I'll be honest. Like he said. Like he's like on June 19th, he says, when and if you go to trial, I'll be there screaming from the rooftops that it's a farce like I did the day they took you in. You're going to do so many great things after all this. I look forward to it. That's all I have to say, bro. Like he said like really nice things about me here. He didn't say anything about Karen. Because I did there was like, his wife had posted, and I understand everybody's not their people disagree with their spouses sometimes. His wife was saying some things in the other group, the anti-free Karen group, that was like really, not like anti-Karen, obviously. Karen's guilty, but also like Turtleboy's bad, that too. And I'm like, what's up with that? And he was like, oh, I'm sorry about that, and blah blah blah. So I just want to make sure you don't feel this way. I mean, I know your wife, spouses don't always speak for us, right? But at the same time, just so confusing, Hope not, because I like Dave, but is what it is. Anyway, because David knows Karen Reed's innocent. He knows it. But all right, cool. So thank you for that, Dono. Next one is from Melissa says $10 and says, woo hoo boy, love you. Keep up all your good work, routing out all the corruptors. Let's go. All right. Thank you very much. Paulie G sends $10 and goes, I think the only reason why the Smurfs started showing up at court was after hearing the jury voted 9-3 in the lesser charges. They were shocked just as much as the free Karen Reed people were that anyone could actually believe Karen hit John with her SUV. So they assembled. Wouldn't surprise me. And, I was talking to the guy from the Atlantic today who's writing a story about the thoughtful piece about me. And, he said something I hadn't thought of before. And it's a good point. It's like, if you're Adam Lally or Michael Morrissey, don't you kind of want Auntie Bev to dismiss charge 1 and 3? Because then you can just blame it on her, and you can save yourself the embarrassment of doing this all over again. Like, wouldn't that solve a lot of problems for you if you were Adam Lally? If she was just like, yeah, we're just going to drop the murder and focus on the manslaughter. And apparently he convinced enough people that the first time, like some people, that Karen Reed actually hit up with the car. Like, wouldn't you rather, if you were, Lally, like that would kind of be doing him a favor, So there's that. All right. Next one is from, where'd it go? Angel Australia sends $25 and says, keep it up, mate. Aussies are with you too. I love the Aussies, man. You guys are fantastic people. Next up. Do we have another one? We have some cash apps here to read off. We have, first one is from Kristen, sends $5 and goes, is Turtleboy one of the Canton 9? Charges dropped. No. And we're going to get to the Canton 9. So thank you very much. Tracy sends $5 and says the foreman is a corrupt pussy. The jury sucks. I don't doubt about that. Thank you. Stacy sends $25 and goes, free Karen Reed, free Turtleboy. You got this. Thank you, Stacy. I appreciate that. And Tracy sends $5 and says, growing up in the 80s, fag, cunt, tard. Correct. All right. If anyone else wants to donate, the link at the top is for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy. And also Tammy says, how can I get for $10 says, how can I get a Turtle Rider shirt? Do we sell those in the store? I don't even know. Sure. If not, we should make some. We should definitely make some. But, all right, cool. Yeah. So, congratulations, guys, to the Canton 9. Just want to start off by saying that here. If you guys are unfamiliar with who these fine people are or what their background is, let me just bring you up to speed real quick. So, back in slurp, did I do the slurp? My bad. Is it that bad? My bad. All right. So back in November 5th, these 9 criminals decided to take some time on a Sunday afternoon, and this is like probably 3 or 4 weeks after I was arrested, and decided that they were gonna hold signs for me down outside of Chris Albert's pizza shop, not just for me, but of course for Karen Reed. So you'll see signs here that say like free Turtleboy. Colin was in the house. Free Karen Reed. Free Karen Reed. Free Karen Reed. Justice. Can't have that. An American flag. Oh no. Okay. And the cops came down, and Chris Albert's sitting there. Watch this being a little bitch. Look at him.
Protesting in front of a witness. You must be proud of yourself. I am proud, buddy.
Protesting in front of a witness, like he's like some person that you can't protest me. I'm special. I'm a witness. Oh my God. And so this is what happened when the cops got there.
4 of them with papers in their hands.
How are we in violation of it?
Just let you guys know, 68, section 13A, if anyone wants to read it.
Oh, we already know about it.
Okay, well, you're in violation of it.
How are we in violation of it?
Directly across the street is a witness to criminal crime.
Criminal.
Directly across the street is witness to criminal crime.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But
I want to take a look at that.
read that? Yeah, you can't be within that shot.
We're not doing any of that.
Peacefully protesting. You guys want to read it further? We get the peaceful protest.
Oh, no, wait,
Okay. What does eyesight mean? Like directly in front? I mean.
why do we have to? We're
So for people who wants to read it,
okay, but not really. But not really.
Okay, so. Yeah, eyesight. Like if he stands outside, is that out of eyesight?
So where's the rest of it? Where's the rest of the section? Because
that's the section.
okay, but where's the rest of the section that says that? Okay.
What
if I just walk up and down this violation? So tell me what I can.
I can't tell you exactly what you can do. You can't be nice.
But I mean, technically, we're really not eyesight. I mean, Deanie's over there. We're in front of.
Can you see Deanie?
Monitor where
Oh,
Chris
so
goes,
like.
we're out of his eyesight at all times. You can monitor where he is, so we're out of his eyesight.
I wouldn't say you have to go that far. What I'm saying is you can't set up shop.
So he's saying that, there's you're in Chris Albert's eyesight. So that's witness intimidation, because Chris Albert, you're not allowed to somehow in the United States of America come within eyesight of Chris Albert. So if you see him and, you know, his eyes can come in contact with you, you have an obligation to leave his eyesight. For some, like, this is what this guy said with the street, because he's a witness to a quote criminal crime as opposed to a non-criminal crime. And, you know, the Canton 9 are here trying to be like, okay, wait, how does that make sense? What are we supposed to do? And this cop Zepp is just like winging it. He's been sent here by Helena, and he's got no fucking clue what he's doing. Now, Zepp has come twice before when I held protests outside of Canton, outside of D&E Pizza, and both times he acquiesced and admitted, like, yeah, there's no crime here. You're allowed to protest. But after I was arrested, now all of a sudden they're like, oh, you can't go anywhere near. You can't even come within Chris Albert's eyesight. It's a crime.
Directly in eyesight.
Was it because we were yelling? Oh, because I was going to say we didn't yell.
Yeah.
He's beard grain.
Well, what are we influencing the witness in doing? In discharge of his duty. We're not anything we're not saying don't testify. We're not saying that. But that's what it says. So what does that? You don't want to debate it, but you don't want. You're not. This is not matching what you're saying. How is it not what you're saying? Literally right here.
So we can move up a little? Yeah. We'll just move up a little.
We're not. But it says that we're intent of influencing to discharge of their duty. We're not doing that.
We can't determine the
It's not up for interpretation. It is what it is.
You can see none of our. I
mean, do you have a highlighter so I can highlight that for you?
You guys have signs calling Albert's in the house. We can read.
Okay.
That's our opinion, though.
It's all opinions. But again, what we're saying is.
But what you're saying is matching up with what this says. This is a lie, and it doesn't match what you're saying. To discharge of their duty. We're not doing that. Their duty.
Just keep it on video.
We're not saying.
My phone's gonna die.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
want
live.
to testify, not live.
Oh.
I guess again, I'm not.
So can we go? Okay, so what are you gonna do if you don't move?
Anywhere
We
you
don't want to go. You guys tell us to go.
You guys can go anywhere you want. Not nice. I'll leave that up to you.
Okay, so what are you gonna do if we don't go? If we don't move?
All right, so well, I guess we can go on the other side of the street because that wouldn't be eyesight, right?
Can you see D&E for?
I mean, I could this way, but
We can't see it.
Look at, they're just making shit up as they go along. It's fucking ridiculous. Zepp is out there like, I did not sign up for this. Like, what? He's trying to explain it. They didn't explain to him how it was a criminal crime. These people all got summons. These are like 9 random people. One of them is Meredith. Okay. Deanna's out there. 2 of them are the Roccos, right? One of them is the Rocco's 17-year-old cousin, who was the first to go in front of a magistrate last December and got exonerated real quick. So the Canton 9 got cut down to the Canton 8 real quick. And, but we still call him the Canton 9 because that's it just sounds cooler. And so they got charged or they got summoned to go in front of a clerk, a magistrate, to face charges of the 2 things I got charged with, which were witness intimidation and picketing a witness. All right, because they're like, well, it worked with Turtleboy. Let's try it out. Let's see if we can use it to crush speech everywhere. So they, how this works is, except with me, you go in front of them. I just get charged no matter what. I don't get magistrate's hearings. You just go, you go in front of a magistrate, and they decide, is there probable cause here to charge this individual? And the bar for probable cause is pretty low, especially when the cops bring it. When the cops bring a probable cause thing, it's almost definite you're going to get charged with something. But, in this case, we didn't know what was going to happen. Like, you read this stupid report and they're like, look at this fucking report. They're like, oh, he was met with skepticism. I was met with skepticism. Oh, no. I advised them that being in proximity and within eyesight was a violation. I asked for their names, but they refused to give me their names. They argued over the statute. Oh, no. Signs that said free Karen Reed, free Turtleboy, and Colin was in the house. Oh, no. They actually ran the plates of all these cars that were in the Walgreens. All these people's names came back. Okay. It's just, ugh. Anyway, it's just so ridiculous. But Meredith and a few others, when I was in jail on January 4th, had their magistrate's hearing in Stoughton, and there were some protesters there, supporters rather.
Just wanted to thank everybody again for coming out and support. I mean, it's a weekday. You guys took off work and it's freezing out. So we really appreciate all of you so much. I mean, a lot of you were just strangers a couple months ago before this happened. So we really appreciate you and everybody who wasn't here, who reached out. I know I have a bunch of messages. I'll respond eventually. Just reaching out with support. It really means a lot to us. And no matter what happens, we're going to keep fighting for justice, because just like Aidan and just like Karen, none of us did anything wrong. So thank you, everybody.
Yes.
You're right, Meredith. Good job.
Isn't she something? All right. And so, yeah, Meredith got, and I mean, imagine making her a criminal. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, come on. Like, it's like a joke. The people that they're trying to turn into criminals. So anyway, she had her hearing on January 4th. So did Mike Bradford, and I think Deanna went that day, and one other, and then the Roccos went on the 18th, and they had to get lawyers, and we helped raise money for those lawyers. And, if they were getting charged, like, usually you find out within 24 hours if you've been charged. It's not brain surgery to see if a crime has been committed here. And they just didn't hear back for 7 months. And it's like, I told them, like, you ain't getting charged. If they were going to charge you, they would have done so by now. They're not charging you because they just don't want to tell you because if they told you, that would be like a dinner bell for people to go out there and protest again. Well, they got on their ass and they kept hounding them. And finally, they forced the court to respond, and they said that the complaint was denied. No probable cause was found. So they were no probable cause was found there at all. And so congratulations to them. This is good news and bad news. It's good news, I think, obviously, because we're fine. It's nice to get a win for the First Amendment. I think it helps my case too, because that this was deemed to be lawful. So I mean, isn't every picketing, how the entire rolling rally, basically at this point, how can you say the rolling rally was an illegal event? Like, I went to homes and peacefully protested outside near witness. Like, that was the elite. And the witnesses, they weren't even home, these people, on that day. Like, Chris Albert was actually there. And the person who called Chris Albert was this douchebag, Ken Mello.
Yeah, this recording Sergeant Stacey speaking.
Yes, Sergeant, is that what you have?
Who would you like to speak with, sir?
My name is Ken Mello. I'm a prosecutor with the Norfolk DA's office. Can I speak to your shift commander?
Well, I'm on duty right now. We have a lieutenant, too. But how can I help you?
Okay. There's a protest going on outside B&E. Would you mind sending a car down there just to make sure that they're
we'll take a look.
Not intimidating?
And what's your name again?
My name is Attorney Ken Mello.
And who are you working for?
I'm the special prosecutor.
Okay.
Regarding Aidan Kearney.
Got. All right. So the prosecutor, you say there's people outside B&E.
Oh no.
Right.
Okay.
Just have a cruise go by. Make sure there's nothing.
We'll check it out.
Oh, thank you very much.
Take care. Bye bye.
You too. Bye bye.
Oh. Roger. Hey, Mike. I got a call from Kenneth Mello. He's the special prosecutor, I guess. 686 has that. Anyways, there's some protesters out in front of the
They're like, what are we supposed to do? Zep is going to
they can protest. I know, we're just going to take
They
a
can
drive-by.
protest.
Yeah, the attorney, of course, we just be sure we stop by and take a look. Yeah. So, all right. I'll catch you. Bye-bye.
They can protest, he says.
Slops.
Hi, Mr. Mello. It's Sergeant Silvesi. I just spoke to you. Oh, 1 second.
Yes, sir.
1 second, sir. Roger. Ben officer swing by. It says there's 4 people like across the street holding signs. They weren't right in front. They were across the street. They're not impeding traffic, but so it seems kind of a small group now.
Small group, yeah. They're not
okay. Very good. If they can just swing by there once in a while, I'd appreciate
we'll keep on making passes.
Very good.
All right.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it,
sir. Have a good day.
They tell Mello, like, dude, there's nothing there. It's not illegal. And then Mello calls back. He calls back.
Hi, Officer Nick. This is Attorney Ken Mello. I believe I just spoke with your sergeant there. Is he still available?
He's not. He just stepped out. Actually, he's walking back in the room, sir. Hold on. Let me put you on hold, and I'll have him pick up, okay?
Thanks very much.
You're welcome, sir.
How can I help you?
Hi, Sergeant Ken Mello again.
No problem.
Do me a favor. Take a look at Chapter 268, Section 13A.
Take a look. He's like,
268.
13A.
So, like, the cops are like, it's not illegal. And he's like, well, actually, check out this law that we've been exploiting. Take a look at that. Why don't you read that over for me? So the cops are like looking it up. And then and first of all, the fact that he's the one doing this is so problematic. Like, he is turning himself into a witness now by doing this. He can't do this. This guy thinks he's like some gunslinging special prosecutor who is accountable to no one. The ADAs do not go around calling the cops on people and like trying to make up new crimes. It's not his job. And he's just telling the cops like, oh yeah, you should do this. Like, Chris Albert called him, and instead of Chris Albert calling and being a little bitch, he got this guy to be his little bitch for him.
I'll go ahead and get a book. 1 second, sir.
Okay. You give me a call back if you want, okay?
Okay, yes, sir, Mr. Mello. All right.
Okay. All right, thank you.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Mr. Mello, Sergeant Silvesi. So it looked up. So what do you want? What are you thinking of doing?
I think we're good enough to charge him, to be honest with you, or at least to disperse him.
At least to disperse him, yeah. Like this guy, like this fucking guy. This guy. thinks he can just be like, yeah, I think it should be enough to charge these people with a crime, or at least get them out of the public square. What do they think? They're free people living in a free country? Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, that's my take on it.
Yeah, that's his take.
But
his legal
it
mind.
looks like they meet every single requirement of that statute.
They meet every requirement of the statute. How? Or they're causing emotional harm to Chris Albert. They're doing that on purpose. Oh, okay. How are they obstructing justice? How are they obstructing the administration of justice? How are they doing that? Oh, right. They're not. There's nothing obstructing about this. But he spells office with 3 F's on his website, so he knows more about the law than you do.
Okay. So we just go up there. You want us to write a report and try to document who's there?
Yeah, if you could do that. Yeah, please, if you can do that. I mean, I check with your lieutenant. I don't want to, I'm not an officer in your department, but I'm looking at that statute and saying they're across the street. They're certainly near Albert's place.
All right.
He's a witness, and they're certainly there for purposes of influencing or whatever else the statute states.
They're there to influence, says who? Or whatever else the statute, whatever it says. They're definitely doing that, and they're near a building. That's the problem with the witness intimidation statute 13A. It says anyone who comes near a building that hosts this, that a witness is inside of. What the fuck does near mean? How near? What does near mean? Like when you write laws, they have to have like teeth to them. They have to like have things that you can afford. What the fuck is near? All this subjective nonsense. So anyway, it's nice to see that guy take a loss. But again, the chilling effect is the problem. There was for months there, people were afraid to protest because they're like, I don't want to get locked up. But now, let me be very clear about this. Now, the courts have clearly said you are allowed to protest outside of Chris Albert's mediocre pizza shop. The courts have upheld your right to do that. Okay? No, I'm not saying go down there and protest. I mean, it's like I have a chilling effect where it's like if I urge people to go and protest outside of Chris Albert's pizza shop, they're going to try to jam me up with somebody on something. I'm not the one saying that. The court is. The court is saying that you have a right to protest outside of Chris Albert's pizza shop whenever you feel like it. I'm not saying I'm going to do that, and I'm not telling you to do that, but the courts will uphold your right to do that, and that is a beautiful thing, as they should, and it's ridiculous that it's even come to this. Absolutely ridiculous and absurd. So there's that. Let's talk about this new thing here about Brian Albert, this other story I published. All right. So, this guy right here, this is Marty Kraft. And unbeknownst to me, so Marty Kraft is a former Boston cop who's now runs a private investigation service. And unbeknownst to me, when I wrote this article, I was looking on his page and there's pictures of him with his daughter. I'm like, geez, she looks familiar. And I'm like, Leah Kraft, that sounds familiar. Oh, I wrote about her, and it wasn't even that long ago. In February of 2022, Leah Kraft was involved. She was like owned some tattoo beauty freak show shop in Hingham or something, and she bit a bitch's face off. She went full Mike Tyson on this woman. So there's a fight in a snowbank in somewhere in Dorchester or something, and this is what happened.
Oh. Yo. Oh.
Stop. You guys, stop. Come on. Stop. We're going to get arrested. Stop.
Yo, chill out.
Look at it. She bites. She gonna bite. Oh, she bites. Look at that. Look at that big chomp. Look at that chomp. Look at that thing. She took a big old bite. Look at this thing. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Look at her. That's a hungry bitch right there. She bites her. Oh, God.
Yo, chill out. Y'all got it. Oh, shit, she's biting me.
She's biting.
Hey, yo, oh. Yo, come on, chill out.
Yeah, exactly.
Chill out. You got it, baby.
I know you got it.
Trash. Absolute fucking trash. That's what that is right there. And that's what you call raised poorly. If your daughter's I don't care if she's an adult. Your daughter's out there beating bitches up in snowbanks and chomping away on her head and just acting like that. And you know, like that's not a fight. That's a meal that you just witnessed right there. That is first of all, it's not a fight. It's 2-on-1. It's cheap. And you're trying to eat her goddamn head. What kind of shit is that? What kind of ghetto ass shit is that? Eating a bitch's head. Come on. So again, and I called them skanks or whatever. Like, I guess their mother was reading this and like, that's my daughter, or the father of the girl in the snowbanks. Like, you call her a skank? Okay, I don't mean it. And again, if you're new to Turtleboy, you got to get used to this shit. This is just the way I talk. I don't really know the girl in the snowbank. I feel bad for her. I don't actually think she's a real skank. I don't even know what the word skank actually means. It's another word I like. Skank. Like, two bitches fighting in a snow pile. That's skanky. Like, I don't care. Like, and I don't know her whole story, the girl in the snowbank. I have a hard time believing that she just was minding her own business, completely innocent, and just got eaten by Leah Kraft. You know what I mean? Like, some probably out, it takes two to tango, if you will. But either way, I didn't even realize that this is Marty Kraft's daughter until afterwards. There she is. Of course, the Canton salute. Of course. Okay. And anyway, Marty Kraft, when he was a cop, was like the most corrupt cop. You know, when they always come up with like the list of cops, they're like, oh, this cop is making this much money and this public servant's making this much money. Howie loves that shit. Posting how much people make in money, public servants. People get outraged about it, whatever. And like, it's pretty crazy. Like Paul, what's his name? The guy that Sean of the Golf hates. Gallagher. He makes, how much did he make a year? Like $250K at least. It's like, bro. Like Helena lives in a $1.8 million mansion. Like, bro, you're a public servant. You're not supposed to be living like that. Like, that's crazy. But this guy, Marty Kraft, was like, fucking loves it. He makes this post. Congratulations. Hard work pays off. Keep your head high. I was in the top 10 for several years. I was raised to work hard. Yeah, sure you were. Sure you were, Marty. Anyway, I Google his name. So he was a Boston police sergeant until 2015. He had over 40 complaints, 15 of which were sustained, or as he called it, excellent police work. This is what he wrote. He goes, asked whether the record of complaints should prevent him from being a PI. He said, that was some excellent police work. Everyone complains. No, not everybody. Not everybody complains. I can understand some rabble. Like, you can't take every complaint. Like, they should be investigated, but like a lot of assholes just get arrested and they're like, yo, police brutality, whatever. But like, but you can't dismiss everyone. And you got 40 complaints. That's a lot. That's a lot of complaints. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And 15 of them were sustained. 6 of them were lodged by supervisors and colleagues. So like other cops are complaining. That's what him and Brian Albert have in common. Other cops don't like him. 322, is that really what he made? That's fucking wild, bro. That's wild. So he got a 1-year suspension and he resigned. And this is what he said. If you're not getting complaints, you're not working. I did my job. So that's good. Anyway, he lost his license for a bit to be he opens his own PI company, and then he loses his PI licensure because he had lost his gun and he didn't let that be known. The state police are actually the ones who decide who gets to be a PI and who doesn't. And so there he is right there. And then I always search these people like in my emails. I'm like, does anyone ever usually like a story like this? I'm like, have people, I've been doing this for 10 years, so I have 10 years worth of emails. And so if anybody has ever emailed me about Marty Kraft, which I feel like somebody might have, I'll go back and read it. As it turns out, the only person that emailed me about him was Marty Kraft himself, who contacted me in 2017 and said, great website. What is the cost for advertising? So he wanted to pay me and that was like in my heyday in 2017. That was the biggest year we had. And, you know, he probably could have used the help because you go to his website and like talk about boomerism. You go to his website and it's just, he has the same 3 posts over and over again with the stock photo. He doesn't even have like binoculars, a missing picture, some police tape, and then that one. It's just a cycle of the same shit with the same post. Like, dude, can you get some original content? How about something your company does? Can you do that? Oh, he does plowing though. Should we call him? I'm calling him right now. He's not a witness, I don't think, so I can call him. I'm gonna give him a call. See what he's up to. Okay. All right. See if he answers. Oh, it's busy. Busy? What kind of boomer shit is that? How are you going to have a busy signal? Come on. You got another line. Let me try my other line. Maybe he blocked that one. Oh, it's ringing. Come on. Or did he take his number down after I posted it on the blog?
Hi, you've reached Marty Kraft's line. The best way to get a hold of him is text him if he's not answering his phone.
Hey, Marty, it's Turtleboy. Oh, come on. Kind of bullshit. Oh, it's not even a voicemail. It's not even a voicemail. All right, so Marty's not there. So I guess Marty, I should have called him before I wrote the story, and because then we could have got him by surprise. But no, Marty apparently has disconnected his line or something. So yeah. And so I go on his website. He's got one review from business owner. So that, you know, it's legit because business owner says, KIG protected my business from employees stealing equipment. So this guy's got like a lot of employees with sticky fingers. And he's like, his surveillance techniques prevented thousands of dollars in losses, whatever. So he installed some cameras or something. And then people just stopped stealing shit from business owner. So definitely business owner has good things to say there. He's got a plaque. That's good. You know, he's got a thing on the wall. That's good too. Keys in the door. Good way to get in. Got the Canton salute down. There he is. And apparently this guy knew both John O'Keefe and his old partner. I think his name was Pat Rogers, right? And Pat Rogers is the guy who knocked up Laura Sullivan and then decided life wasn't worth living. So it's actually horrific. He killed himself. He was John O'Keefe's partner. John O'Keefe had a lot of tragedy in his life. And Laura Sullivan made John O'Keefe the Godfather. Remember that? They called John Godfather. And it's weird because Laura Sullivan wasn't Pat Rogers' girlfriend. From my understanding, Laura Sullivan was the side chick. He got 3 girls pregnant within a short period of time. Pat Rogers did. Guy was firing away, like doesn't miss the target. On point. I'm the intimidator. He's the inseminator. All right. And he was just firing away. And he had a girlfriend. I think he had a girlfriend, I'm told, but Laura Sullivan wasn't it. And so then Laura Sullivan's got his child and she names somehow, I don't know if she doesn't have anyone else in her life. that is worth being. So she picks the guy. So she's the side chick of a guy and gets knocked up by him. And then she picks his buddy to be the godfather. That's the closest thing she had to a male in her life to be a godfather, I guess. I don't know. So that's Laura Sullivan. And yeah. So anyway, he knew both of them, which is fine. Okay. But we are told, okay, that so back in April, a couple sources reached out to me and said, you got to look into this guy. Brian Albert has been hired by by Marty Kraft, this corrupt former cop. All right. So he's on the payroll now there. And there was no way for me to prove it. But, you know, a few people have, more sources have started reaching out, and there's been rumors that Proctor is now working for him. Now that I can't say for sure. Some people are reporting it. So you know what I do? I'm old school. I'm old school as a journalist. So I decided I'm going to do this crazy thing where I just kind of message the person and just ask. Okay. And so this is the message. So I send him, I go, hi, is this Marty from Kraft Investigations? And he said, looking to speak with someone after hiring a PI. And then he writes back, call my cell. Wait, YouTube is down? For fuck's sake. All right, hold on. For bullying and harassment? What? Hold on. I know we're still live on Rumble. So might have to send people over there. I don't know what's going on. Rumble is working. Hold on. Laura's gonna freak when she sees this. I gotta check my email real quick. What? All right, here's the deal. As much as I want people over here on Rumble or whatever and Twitter, I want YouTube. So I just got the notification from YouTube, and it says that I posted personally identifiable information at the 5754 mark. I don't know if that was Marty's phone number or what, but we're not applying a strike to your channel. So they've removed the content. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start a new stream. All right. I'm going to kill this one and I'm going to start a new one on YouTube, even though whatever. Okay. So we're going to go back, and we're going to have a big push to subscribe to our Rumble now. All I see are you Twitter people. Okay. And I love you people on Twitter. It's got to be Marty's phone number, right? Okay. So, yeah. So I'm going to end this stream right now, and I'm going to start a new one on YouTube. Be right back. Yo, we back? Are we back? Sorry about that. Holy censorship. Holy censorship. All right. What's up, guys? What's up? We're back. They can't censor us forever. All right. Can I create like a backup channel? I feel like I need like a backup channel on YouTube. I don't know if that's like illegal or whatever, but you guys should really, take a second, please, if you haven't already. And I'm posting the link to the Rumble channel right there. Make sure you create a Rumble account and subscribe to us in there. We have never, ever had a video removed on Rumble, ever. We've probably had 5 to 10% of our content on YouTube over the years deleted, like a good chunk of it. Dozens of episodes just gone. The reason that we just had that last stream nuked and we didn't get a strike was because we posted personally identifiable information. I don't know what that means. Phone number, I guess. I don't know. You can't post a goddamn phone number. Like it showed up. I think Marty Kraft posted it on his page. So like, what the fuck? Like what? It's on his page. So anyway, let me see if I have here how many people we got watching. Okay, we got our crowd back. We're already up to 1,500. That took all of 5 seconds. But seriously, make a Rumble account because I don't trust YouTube, man. I just don't trust it. So we need to make sure that we have backup plans just in case this happens. I need to get on real quick I need to get the turtle chat linked up to the top there. Chat summary says, viewers are expressing mixed feelings about the current situation. Some viewers are, I'd never seen that before. I hate YouTube. Yeah, I mean, it's like, it sucks. I mean, YouTube is better, I think. You can get Rumble on your TV. YouTube is just a better product, but like, it ain't for the censorship, man. It's like, bro, come on. Again, people, if you're new here, people have been trying to censor me since the beginning of time. I don't know why they bother me, because the more they censor me, the more we continue to grow. Now they can be in denial and say, "Oh, he's not doing well. This isn't going well for him." It's like the facts speak for themselves, guys. Like I hate to say it, to them, but like it's like you've never stopped us. Like we've just continued to grow no matter what. So I am going to put here, where'd it go? I'm trying to get a link to the turtle chat. Wax the shell. There it is. I think this is it. Okay, I got it. So I'm going to post the turtle chat link to the top of the chat. All right. It says YouTube, in discussing other platforms such as Rumble, there are mixed feelings, with some viewers expressing support for Dr. Taylor and others questioning the validity of the reports that led to the ban. I think they meant Dr. Turtleboy. All right. So there's the turtle chat. Let me just pin that. All right, cool. So there we go. Again, we've been demonetized. There's so much shit we can't do. It's like, but all I do, read my book. All I do is just come back stronger. That's just what I do. When the apocalypse comes, man, all that's going to be left is the cockroaches and Turtleboy. That's it, man. So, all right, cool. Yeah, speaking of, before we get started again, let me just read some turtle chats, shall we? Because, I mean, you people, like, the best way to fight censorship is just throw money at me. Like, I'm not going to lie. It's like, just throw money at the doctor, at daddy over here. Because, that's what I do. I just fight. I'll fight censorship for you. Let's go. All right. So we got a couple turtle chats here. Again, you can click at the link at the top for turtle chat, or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy. Neil sends $20 and goes, any word on the charges against Jim Ferris and Jill? No. And Helena hasn't even sent us a police report. We asked for a police report. We haven't got one yet. But the hearing for the clerk's magistrate is on to decide whether or not they'll have probable cause is on August 22nd in Stoughton. So we will find out then if they're actually being charged. Nicole sends $5 and goes, the live is still working off of Twitter. Only YouTube is down. That's correct. So Twitter kept going, but Twitter is just the live chat function on Twitter is weird. I don't like it. Elon needs to fix that. Tammy sends $10 and goes, hey, Greg, in case you forgot, you still suck. Ooh, SUK. Shots fired. Thank you, Tammy. Maggie sends $5 and says, how do you get all these recordings and texts? Which recordings are you talking about there, Maggie? I'm not sure. Jeannie sends $50 and goes, watching from the Bahamas. Enjoy your vacation. David and Jay, enjoy yours too. Very much, Jeannie. Okay. Let's see what else we got there. Kristen sends $5 and goes, live show on people involved. Not too late to tell the truth. No, it's never too late to tell the truth. Thank you, Kristen. $5 from Kristen again. Is Turtleboy one of the Canton 9 charges dropped? No, you asked that before. So thank you very much. Kerry sends $20 and goes, fuck you, YouTube. I love the phone calls. I think that's what might have got us kicked off, is me calling Marty Kraft, which I guess you can't do. Okay. Do we, let me check, refresh here. All right, cool. If anyone else wants to donate, link is at the top for the Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy and do it that way. We should be live on Rumble right now, right? Are we live on Rumble? Are we not live on Rumble? Did I not press a button or something? Oh, for fuck's sake. It's going to be a tough night. We're just going to stick. So subscribe to the Rumble. We're not there. We're not live right now because I didn't hit a button or something. It isn't working. Okay. We'll do Rumble another time. Stay on YouTube for now. I promise. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. But anyway, let me get back to Marty here. So Marty, and I'm not going to post your phone number, Marty. Okay. He is rumored to have hired, not rumored, definitely. Like, I just went and asked him. I think that's how it ended. I was reading Marty's text to me. Let me read Marty's text to me. Okay. So I said, hey, this is Marty from Kraft Investigations? I'm looking to speak with someone about hiring a PI. And he goes, call my cell. And then he lists the cell, which is the same number I'm texting him on. Like, bro, this is your cell. Call your cell? Why not just call me? All right. So anyway, then he sends me a text about 20 minutes later. Maybe he searches the number that texted him. Okay. And he goes, if this is Aidan Kearney from Turtleboy, respectfully, I have no comment. And I go, hi, yes, it is. I go, I'm also being told by sources that you've hired Michael Proctor. Would you like to comment on that, deny it, or confirm? And he says, if this is Aidan Kearney from Turtleboy, respectfully, I have no comment. So it's the same exact thing. Same exact thing. So, anyway, to me, it's like, it's a really simple thing. If Michael Proctor doesn't work for you, just say no. I mean, that is an option. So he's like, respectfully, I have no comment. Okay. No comment. So anyway, so I can't confirm that Michael Proctor indeed does work for Marty Kraft. I can't confirm that. But multiple sources are reporting that Brian Albert definitely does. And, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, this is what these guys do, right? They get their pensions, and then they go and it's not enough to live off of, so they got to go. They got to keep being cops, go be a PI. PIs can make good money, you know? It's kind of a natural extension of being a cop. But Michael Proctor really needs the money. I mean, Michael Proctor's broke. He's destitute. He has no income. He's suspended without pay over a month. You know, what's he going to be doing? So anyway, I go on Marty Kraft's page in case this what further makes me believe he's hired both of these douchebags. He says, absolutely a disgrace. She paid big money so someone could manipulate the criminal justice system. John O'Keefe was murdered by her and no one else who could tell me different. The rest of you drank the Kool-Aid. I am not biased. Paid experts, my ass. Like, literally nothing in this statement is true. Let's start from the top. She paid big money so someone could manipulate the criminal justice system. What does that even fucking mean? Paid big money? She has an attorney. She's on trial for murder. She did have to pay a lot of money for experts and stuff like that. Because unfortunately, Karen Reed has been stuck with the burden of proving who actually killed John O'Keefe. She had to play detective in this. Karen Reed has done significantly more to find out who killed John O'Keefe than any of the state police have. Like, and it's not even fucking close. The work that Karen Reed and her defense team have done to unearth stuff, all that stuff was going on long before I was around. Long before Turtleboy was around. She was the one on Facebook making these associations, putting the pieces of the puzzle together, figuring shit out, working with the FBI, being investigated by the FBI herself and being cleared, all that stuff. So yeah, it is unfortunate. Like, that's not a good thing that a defendant has to do that. Like, we pay taxes so that they will do that for us, and they didn't do it. John O'Keefe was murdered by her. Absolutely not. And his reason is, and there's no one who can tell me different. Okay, so let me explain something to you, Marty Kraft. You are the third word that I'm not supposed to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. You're retarded, okay? If you actually believe that, you are far too retarded to be a private investigator. I would argue you shouldn't be able to tie your own shoe, drive a car, vote, whole bunch of other stuff that regular folk can do. You shouldn't be able to do because you're too stupid. Okay? You're too stupid. And this is the problem in this country is we let stupid people vote. Okay? People keep saying to pin the turtle chat. I thought I did. Okay, go. Viewers are discussing the recent takedown of a video. Is it not pinned? Yeah, the turtle chat's pinned. So I'm not sure about that, but turtle chat is pinned, indeed. So anyway, yeah, it's pinned. Yeah, definitely it's pinned. Okay. Anyway, so he goes, John O'Keefe was murdered, and now no one can tell me different. So he's too stupid to do a lot of things. But the problem here is he's running, of all the things that you're going to go into the line of work, you're going to become a private investigator. Like, I feel like the public has a right to know how incompetent you are. Like, if you think Karen Reed did this, you are just fucking stupid. Like, I'm sorry. Like, there's no other way around this. Like, you're just fucking stupid. Dumb people. Like, bro, the ARCA experts, that's it. That's all you need. I mean, you don't even need the ARCA experts. Just look at the goddamn autopsy photos. If you think those injuries came from getting hit by a car, God, you're fucking stupid. God, like, there's no other word. And I'm sick of pretending like these are intelligent people we can disagree with. No, they're just stupid. You can't argue with stupid people. You can't do it, period. And this guy wants you to pay him to get to the bottom of shit. Ironically, about this, the good sum of Karen Reed's work doesn't come from her lawyers or her. It comes from the private investigators she hired. Paul Makowski, I believe, is a former Medford cop who served on the same board of directors or something like that as Marty Kraft. Like, bro, your beef is with a PI. The PI is the one who found Lucky Loughran. All right? I didn't find Lucky Loughran. I'm the first one to write about it and publicize it, but they found him. Like, they're the ones that went out there and they've been doing a lot of this work figuring shit out. All right. And, and this guy's here. He wants to go in and be a PI. And it's just so obvious. If Brian Albert was not a cop and Brian Higgins wasn't a cop and Michael Proctor the cops weren't being accused of covering something up. If Brian Albert was just some regular dude whose house the body of a Boston cop was found on the front lawn of, right? There would be nobody blaming Karen Reed. Everyone would blame the people inside that house, all of them. But because they're cops in that house, and that's why the thin blue line is so bullshit with these people. These people, oh, we back the blue. Fuck you, you cop-killing apologist skanks. All of you. It makes me sick seeing them hold that shit. They don't give a fuck about dead cops. They support dead cops. They support their killers. They do. They're knowingly doing it. They know that Brian Albert did this, and they're cool with it because they love it. When cops kill other cops, they're cool with that. They don't mind. When it's some run-of-the-mill scumbag like Emmanuel Lopes, they're like, yeah, fuck him. It's easy to hate Emmanuel Lopes. It's easy to hate the piece of shit that killed Sean Gannon and the piece of shit who killed Ron Tarantino. It's almost always a piece of shit. So it's really easy to hate those guys. It's not easy to hate Brian Albert if you're a cop. That's the problem. And when push came to shove and these people were finally put to the test, and we're going to see, do you really support the thin blue line? Do you really support murdered cops? The answer was resoundingly no. No, we don't. We don't give a fuck about dead cops. We like it. We like it. Actually, we that's a good thing. When one of our own kills a dead cop, we don't have the dead cops back. We have the living cops back. Pieces of shit. All of them. Fuck them. Fuck them. That's what I think of them. However much hatred you have for these people, I assure you it's not nearly enough. You don't hate them nearly enough. People say open up your hearts. No, open up your hatred. Hate them more. That's what Turtleboy preaches hate. Yes, I fucking do. You should hate them. You should hate all of them. They're fucking horrible. There's nothing to like about them. There's nothing redeemable about them. They're just plain horrible. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. Okay? Fuck them. Anyway, like people like this, David Murphy. For all those who believe she was framed, 2 questions. Who planted the physical evidence and why? It's like, bro, is that a real question? Do you need help getting on the bus? Did you have to wear a helmet on the bus, sir? Like, is that actually a real question? Who would do, like, did you watch the trial? Who planted all the physical evidence and why? Well, first of all, I don't know. Okay. I don't know. I don't care. All I know is it wasn't there at 6 o'clock when the Canton police searched, and there's video of them searching. So someone fucking planted it. And we don't know who planted it because the scene was left unattended for hours. Hours. So anyone, you pick, you tell me. Kevin Albert could have done it, I guess. Brian Albert could have done it. All I know is Brian Tully knew exactly where to tell O'Hara where to search. He's like, why don't you check over there? Maybe some taillights on the 1.5 feet of snow. Maybe it suddenly appeared there in the last 12 hours. Oh, and then they found 4 pieces. And instead of like saying, okay, guys, we need to cordon this whole thing off and search the whole area. They're like, nah, we're not going to do that. Bukaki is just going to tell people, just on your way to work, just drive by and take a look out your window and maybe see some taillight there. And boom. He finds taillight. DeChico finds taillight. Ken Barkowitz finds taillight. And, of course, the taillight whisperer himself, he finds the granddaddy of them all, the Czechoslovakia motherfucker, on the last day, on February 18th. He finds all sorts of taillight. So I hope, and why would they do that? Oh, that's a tough one, man. Gee, why do people frame other people for crimes? Oh, right, because they don't want to go to jail. I figured that one out. David Murphy. And Marty Kraft, did he accept my friend request? Oh, he accepted my friend request. And now he has changed his settings. So the only thing that you could see on his page is him saying, Happy National Pancake Day. Okay. So Marty has figured out, his kids must have told him how to, get across the internet and not make a fool of yourself. So there's that. And by the way, Andy Mulligan writes, and this is an interesting one. Andy Mulligan writes, she's guilty and the turtle creep should be sued for slander and libel. It's libel, sir. Okay. And I've begged these people, if I said something that's untrue, sue me, but yet they haven't. Doesn't that tell you something? I dare him to sue me. I get sued all the time. I win all the time. Ask Tony Branch. I just won another one last week because that's all I do is I win libel lawsuits and solve murders, okay, in my spare time. I'm a doctor. That's what I do. But Andy Mulligan's an interesting name because his uncle is John Mulligan, the dirty Boston cop who was killed in 90? What year was that? And Sean Ellis, 19-year-old black kid from Boston, was sentenced, was tried for his murder, hung jury. Evidence wasn't allowed in the third trial that would have acquitted him. He gets convicted on the third try, goes to jail for murder for like 20-something years. And then Rosemary Scarpicchio comes out with her cool haircut, and she gets a Netflix thing. And next thing you know, he's out of jail. And Rachel Rollins gets elected, and this guy gets out of jail. But there was, I don't know if Sean Ellis did. I don't think he did. But like either way, it was so corrupt. And this guy was like a dirty cop, and they never investigated that angle of it. Like he had so many enemies. And this guy here. And so I'm happy that they said this. So the same crowd that thinks Sean Ellis is guilty and thinks that he was given a fair trial also thinks that Karen Reed is guilty. So I'm happy that they're making those associations. See what I'm saying? Like some people just automatically are just like, fuck them. First person that comes along and blame, fuck them. They did it. They need to go down. And then he writes this about, I'm entirely grounded in my belief the Constitution will prevail. The facts will reveal the truth, and a guilty finding will arrive shortly. First of all, the Constitution, what about like all of Karen Reed's constitutional rights that have been violated throughout this whole proceeding, including double jeopardy? What about that one? Sticks and stones plus motor vehicles will break my bones. Oh my God. But names will never hurt me. Okay, good. So you're a cunt, so that doesn't matter then. All right. Karen Reed drove the car drunk. She traveled 24.4 miles in reverse for 62 feet to the spot where O'Keefe's body lay. So she drove onto the lawn because that's where his body was. She admitted to several people, I did it. I don't even know where to start everything that's wrong with this. Number one, this is how bad he is at his job. He thinks it's possible to reach 24.4 miles an hour and 62 feet. Try it. Anyone ever tried it? Did the cops try it? Nope. We saw Joe Paul back up on that video. I don't know what that proved. I actually tried it. Can't do it. Couldn't do it sober in the middle of the day with no snow. But Karen Reed did it drunk in a snowstorm. Okay, sure thing, pal. Like that, you're quite the investigator. Like his whole investigation is like cops can do no wrong, case closed. Like that's what you'll pay him to do. She admitted to several people, I did it, except every cop there says that she never did that, except for that fat fuck Seraph. Remember, he just was like immediately, he just changed his story when he got up on the, oh yeah, she admitted, what did she say on the stand? Oh yeah, actually, she told me, I think I heard him or something. Like he just made some shit up that day that wasn't in his report. But he didn't say that she said I did it. Every other cop also confirmed that they didn't hear her say that. But this guy's just like, well, she said she did it because some retards outside of court said that are holding signs saying I did it. She set this entire conspiracy up with the help of others. No, she is the victim of the conspiracy who fought back. I love how these people try to make themselves the victims of a conspiracy between Turtleboy, the dastardly Karen Reed and Josh Levy. Oh yeah. Jackson's character assassination of people who never involved in creating this illusion has ruined innocent people's lives. Poor Brian Albert. He had to move to Norwood. Those who drank Jackson's Kool-Aid will be surprisingly shocked at the decision. I say this for John O'Keefe, who rode with me. Okay. All right. Shut up. You fucking moron. Anyway, then this guy is just like, I believe she's 100% guilty. Okay. Why do they always look like this? They always do. Just go eat your corned beef sandwich and shut the fuck up. You go to his website and it's like, you can't make this stuff up. First of all, the stock photos, I love them because he doesn't have any actual work he can show besides business owner. And just says crime scenes, expert analysis and reconstruction of crime scenes for homicides and motor vehicle accidents. Like, bro, seriously, the person who can't figure out that Karen Reed, that John O'Keefe was not hit by a car wants you to pay him to set up a crime scene, which didn't exist and wasn't properly cordoned off. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So anyway, I could go on and on about that, but there's that. All right. You know what I want to talk about? It's been on my agenda for a bit here. Again, I want to redo parts of the trial, revisit parts of the trial, and we're going to do that right now. So one part that's really been bugging me is Nicholas Guarino's. All right, because I hate some people. I just really hating this. I fucking hate Julie. What's her fucking name? The one I'm being charged with intimidating. What's her name? The fat one. The shot put girl. Why am I drawing a blank? Nagel. Julie Bagel. The Bagel. I hate her. And I hate because she's just such a. I hate Katie McLaughlin. I hate Flamati. All right, and I really hate Nicholas Guarino because Nicholas Guarino acts like he's like some expert at shit. Bro, slow your roll. All right, you went to Westfield State. Now, people are like, oh, you're being mean to Westfield State. Okay, look it. I have a lot of friends that went to Westfield State. A lot of friends, right? My homies from high school. A lot of them went to Westfield State. They know what a lot of C pluses, okay? And that's not a shot. Like, those are my friends, right? A lot of them went to Westfield State. But you know it's not for geniuses at West. Like, that's the UMass safety school. And UMass is a safety school in and of itself. And so this guy went to Westfield State and he's some fucking expert. It's just wild. He knows nothing. He's a former Norwood cop. He doesn't know shit. And so let me bring up part of his testimony that really pissed me off. Let me play this part. 621:55.
Cellbrite Physical Analyzer and Axiom, their program, Magnets program.
And so as far as, I guess my question is, as far as the different devices that are used, why are there different devices and what is it that one does versus the other?
So they both do great work with, decoding the data.
What?
I've noticed that Axiom does a better job at pulling GPS spots because it gives a speed and a estimated range of how strong the GPS signals are, as opposed to Cellbrite. They give native locations, but they don't have that extra data with it. So I like to look at both tools to make sure that I'm seeing everything.
So again, their way of proving John O'Keefe wasn't in the house is they're like, well, the GPS says he was over on Oakdale Road at the time, and GPS is never wrong, and we use Axiom, and it's better than Cellbrite. Cellbrite sucks. All of us, we love Cellbrite until it shows that Karen Reed was innocent, and then we don't like it anymore. Now we like something called Axiom because it's just better.
That I need to.
Now, with respect to the defendant's phone,
They make it up.
From the defendant's phone, correct?
Yes, I did.
And with respect to that phone, what, if anything, did you observe with regard to GPS locations associated with that device?
I didn't see that many, maybe a handful, showing different spots in Canton, but nothing that stood out to me.
Now, with respect to your review of the phone, what, if anything, were you able to ascertain as to whether or not those GPS locations were allowed or permitted or turned off or on by you?
I can't say. I didn't see anything, like I said, that stuck out to me. Normally, if the GPS points aren't there, then location services are probably turned off.
But what I'm asking, though, is the device itself is capable of retaining that data as far as GPS locations, correct?
Yes, if it's turned on.
And there were no real GPS locations to speak of that you observed in your review of the extraction of the defendant, correct?
That's correct.
Now, with regard to Mr. O'Keefe's phone, what, if anything, were you able to ascertain from that as far as GPS locations were concerned?
There was quite a bit.
Okay.
Especially on January 29th.
Okay.
Now, sir, before
This is where they get into the GPS. Listen how seriously he takes himself. This is what pisses me off about him.
Mr. Case, excuse me, phone extraction. You had occasion to review that, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And so, in regard to that, also, you had mentioned that you had reviewed an affidavit from a defense expert.
Here we go.
Witness named Mr. Richard Green, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so this is the part that really pissed me off. Okay, they bring up Richard Green's report. He's a defense expert. This guy does, data extraction and cell phone stuff for a living. He's done it his entire life. He's an expert. All right, he knows what he's talking about. And so the Richard Green data extraction report showing how long did I on cold and the cell phone going up and downstairs, that's a problem. That's a problem for the Commonwealth. So they're bring on Nicholas Guarino from Westfield State, a traffic cop who, look, he's got a suit, guys. They let the cop wear a suit. So he must be smart, right? I mean, this is what's amazing. What pissed me off about Guarino was how seriously he took himself. Like, yeah. So just listen to his confidence. It's just like something about his confidence, just that he's smarter than Richard Green, just pissed me off.
And based on your review of that, what, if anything, based on your review of what Mr. Green said or did, what, if anything, did you then do with regard to Mr. Casewell?
So I basically went point by point through his report to confirm or deny if what he was placing in there was true.
Okay.
And what, if anything,
he's fact-checking him.
Were you able to ascertain or learn from going through Mr. Case's phone with reference to what Mr. Green said? Objection.
I'll allow that.
It was mostly incorrect.
It was mostly incorrect. Like this guy, he's just like, everything is like, trust me, I went to Westfield fucking State, bro. I'm an owl. I know more than Richard Green. I took a course in this. Yeah, I was like literally directing traffic in Norwood like 10 years ago. But now I'm just an expert on cell phones. And I have the expertise to come in here under oath and just say that a guy who does this for a living is just wrong. Because I'm a cop. Look, and I'm wearing a suit. Look at me, guys. I don't have, do you see a gun on me in like the traditional, uniform? No, they let me wear a shirt and a tie and a blazer. I'm not a regular cop. I'm like a genius cop. I'm not like the other cops, the dumb cops that just go out there and, fuck shit up. And I'm not even like a Brian Albert going out there in like jeans and street clothes and being under like, no. I'm a smart cop. Look at me. I went to Westfield State. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Just the arrogance of this guy to say this is just mostly wrong because I said so.
And when you say mostly incorrect, what was mostly incorrect?
So he states that there's a Google search that's done
Google
at
search
2:27 in the morning.
Google search
that immediately stuck out to me because when I went back and looked,
yeah,
that file that was parsed was not from the database that should have showed searches.
It was not from the database that should have shown search. What the fuck does that mean? Like, what does that mean, bro? Like, and the jury's listening to this and they're just like, I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know what any of this means. I mean, they succeeded in this. Because like the average person listens, I don't know what the fuck any of this means. All right. The date, what? And he doesn't know what it means either. I'm telling you, this guy doesn't know what that means. He has no clue. And by the way, they gave Jen gave her phone in like February of 2022, like right after this happened. And he did the data extraction. And not only did the 227 Google search not appear, but the 624 search didn't either. None of that appeared. So how come none, like this dude just missed it all? This is the same guy who couldn't find any of Matt Farwell's thousands of deleted text messages to Sandra Birchmore. None of them. Because like when you delete shit, it's in the database. It's just in a different database. You can't find, and don't worry, he doesn't know what a database is. You don't know what it doesn't matter. Just it's in the database. So it's gone. Whatever that means.
This came from the Session State tabs.
The tabs. Safari, yeah.
Which is a big red flag. Also came from a wall file.
Yeah, wall file.
Dropping ground for where data is put before it's actually put into the main database itself.
Yeah, exactly.
Once it reaches a certain point, that data is automatically deleted by the device, not by the user, which Mr. Green had stated that a search was done and that was purposely deleted.
Oh, so users can't delete Google searches, except you can. It's really not hard to delete a Google search. Google it. Google how to delete a Google search. You could probably figure out how to do it. He's like, well, you can't do it because the wall file and nobody knows what the fuck any of this means, including him. Nobody.
There was also items regarding phone calls being deleted. Again, they came from a wall file. Looking at it, again, it's stored in the knowledge seed, the main database. It's also stored in the biome.
Yeah, the biome.
Showing in the extraction, which is another storage area that Apple is using.
Yeah, he's moving his hands.
Again, nothing. Most of the stuff that I was reading in his report was either incorrectly, written down, or he's interpreted it incorrectly.
Yeah, he's just incorrect. It's like, what the fuck did any of that mean? Holy word salad. Like, what does that mean? He's like, he's just wrong. It's just interpreted negatively, incorrectly because it's in the wall file and it's in the database and the biome. And it's just like, that's what pisses me off about this guy, the arrogance. I fucking hate these cops that put on a fucking shirt and tie and a suit. And they're like, I'm a genius now. I'm not like the other cops. I'm a smart cop. I'm a detective cop. I get to wear a suit and talk about biomes and shit. And nobody knows what the fuck any of this shit means. Like, no, he is making it up as he goes along. He doesn't know what any of this means. I'm telling you.
With regard to,
and think of why he's doing this too. Like, let's not forget motive. What is he doing this shit for? He's doing this to protect Jennifer McCabe. That's what he's doing this for. To protect a cop killer. A woman who Googled how long to die in cold so that John O'Keefe would die in the snow. That's who this maggot piece of shit is protecting. He doesn't. Nicholas Guarino is cool with killing cops as long as you're part of a protected class. He doesn't give a fuck about John O'Keefe. So all these people out there, Justice for John O'Keefe, none of them give a shit. This is who's protecting the people who murdered John O'Keefe.
The phone calls, or the contacts that Mr. Green indicated were user deleted or deleted by the user. What, if any, information did you look in regard to that?
Yeah, what about things deleted?
Yeah, so he stated that Ms. McCabe had deleted 18 phone calls from the morning.
Yeah, she did.
Body was found.
She did.
Looking at the data from her call log, those calls, while they do show marked as deleted, again, they come from the wall file, and they're also located in 2 other parts of the database. Again, as a user of an iPhone, you can't go in and just delete these files. They're handled by the operating system. It's impossible.
You can't delete phone calls and text messages, right? From a phone. This is what he's saying. Like, are you, bro? I can go on right now. She deleted 20 of them. All it says right on the Cellbrite report. 20. How come none of the other ones said deleted except those ones? Like, literally none of them. Can I delete this call? Like, dude, okay. Bro. So, Marty, all right. Can you guys, I don't know if you guys can see that, right? See that one, Marty one? Okay. See Marty's number right there? So, I'm going to go, and it's at the top of there. I'm going to go, and I am going to delete that. All right. I'm going to delete. It's there right now. See, remember who's the top? It's gone. It's gone. It's just, I figured it out. It's so fucking hard. You just swipe it, and then a trash option like thing comes up. It's in red. You just hit it, and it's just gone. It's gone. It's like it never happened. Except a Cellbrite report would be able to pick that up, and it would say deleted yes on it. Like, because it's just, you can't delete it forever. Like, this is what this guy's like, you can't delete phone calls. Like, he actually said that. Oh, yeah, shit. I forgot what I got kicked off a minute ago. Oh, yeah.
So as far as, what, if any, opinion do you, well, let me ask you this first. As far as a wall or running a log file, can you explain that, what you understand that term to mean in the jury as it pertains to these particular?
Yeah, so as I said, these files are dropping ground. So when you're using your apps, using the phone, takes that data, puts it into this wall file.
A wall file.
You either close the app or you shut down the phone, or it reaches a certain number of data in the phone. That wall file will automatically delete from the phone.
So wall files delete your shit for you. You don't actually delete them. You just have wall files. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So this can be on a first in, first out basis. Again, like I said, it could be when data reaches a certain level, but those calls that are being marked as deleted, Cellbrite seeing it doesn't mean the user deleted them. It just means they're being removed from the wall file.
You indicated that from your review of the phone extraction, there were other areas or other databases, bases, within the phone that contain that same information.
Yes. So the main database of the iPhones is the Knowledge C database. They're also using Biome, and then if you're using software now, it's another area I won't bore you with. But
yeah, you're not going to bore.
Depending on the iOS you're using for the phone, it's going to depend on where that data is being stored.
Now, specifically with respect to Ms. McCabe's phone, one of the contentions Mr. Green had was in regard to a contact for Brian.
So why does it say deleted on it, dumbass? Why does it say that? Like, none of them can explain this, and just like wall files. It's in the wall file. The wall file. It's like nobody who's ever used a phone before buys this. Like, what the fuck does any of this shit mean? And this guy knows he's making shit up as he goes along, and he's cool with it because his goal is to protect Jennifer McCabe. That's what he's trying to do here. So I got a couple other clips because he comes back the next day, and I'll share this one. All right. He does have, I will say this. He has nice suits. Okay. That's one thing I'll say about Nicholas Guarino, and he has hair, unlike the other ones. I really like this suit and shirt and tie combination. I like it. I like the one he had the day before. A lot of these guys look like assholes. I think he's well dressed. That's the only good thing I'm going to say about Nicholas Guarino. But back to this. All right, so I got one clip right here. I mean, it's like he's got an Easter theme going on here, kind of.
Determined there were no listed GPS locations for the defendant's phone.
Correct. Like routes or anything like that.
And that was because it was turned off in the phone. Is that correct?
That would lead me to believe, yes, that location services are turned off. So,
So no guess. What can you tell us about that?
well, if GPS coordinates and location services on, that's what would get us locations in the phone. So if they're not there, they could be turned off.
Objection. Move this back.
I'll allow that.
Now, with respect to Mr. O'Keefe's phone, what, if any, analysis with respect to GPS and/or health data? Well, let me ask you this first. From your training experience and your casework with respect to forensic analysis of electronic devices, what is health data in a cell phone? How is that recorded, and what, if anything, can that tell you?
Okay. So in an iPhone, you can have health data. To use that health data, the phone, if you don't have an iWatch paired to it, is basically just a high-tech pedometer. It's just every time you move the phone, it's going to track steps, and that's if you have it turned on. If you have the iWatch on, it'll get beats per minute, and you get a much more robust health data from it.
So basically, Apple Health data on your phone is useless. That's what he's saying right there. If you have an Apple Watch, that thing's mint, but John didn't have one of those. He just had a phone, so it doesn't actually track. It's like a pedometer, he says. It's a pedometer. What? So like it just doesn't work. So if he goes on, he explains why the Apple Health data, because again, they're trying to, it's a problem that John's phone shows him going up and down stairs, right? That's a problem. They need to explain that. So what's up with that?
With respect to the health data and with respect to the GPS location for Mr. O'Keefe's phone, initially, what, if any, sort of analysis did you do with respect to that?
So we checked his native locations at 1219. The phone is, well, I should say, at 1212 in his location shows that he's at the Waterfall Bar. The next set of locations shows he's at Denham Street by Cedar Crest, and then Waze is activated for 34 Fairview. So, and then it shows me his entire route to 34 Fairview.
And what is Waze, sir?
Waze is similar to Apple Maps. It is the GPS program that, punch in like a Garmin type thing.
I'd like to take you back just for a moment just to the health data from the Cellbrite extraction that you did. Specifically, you looked at data from 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. on January 29, 2022. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And as far as the health data was concerned, there were some entries from 12:11 a.m. to 12:32 a.m. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And can you describe to the jury sort of what you observed and what, if any, significance those entries had to you as far as the health data was concerned?
Yeah, so the health data shows, like I said, the phone is basically a high-tech pedometer. If you're moving it around, it's going to think you're taking steps when you might not actually be walking.
And yeah, what's up with the tie? Is this like why it looks like? Is that a clip-on? Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
Data show while he's driving that he's traveling and taking steps.
So I need a foundation.
Over the course of this investigation, your analysis, you became aware of other witness statements, surveillance video, things of that nature, as to Mr. O'Keefe's whereabouts from approximately 12 a.m. to at least 1 a.m. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you're aware of around the time, just past 6 a.m. When it was.
So let's get a question first.
Oh, that's fine.
Go ahead, Mr. Wall.
You're aware of the time being just past 6 a.m. that you've already testified to as to when Mr. O'Keefe was discovered and 911 was called.
Yes, that's correct.
So, sir, with respect to, again, that time period starting at 12:11 a.m., what, if anything, did you observe with respect to the health data of Mr. O'Keefe as signified within the phone?
So it marks when he's taking steps, ascending stairs, and distance traveled.
And so from that period, 12:11 to 12:32, there were essentially 4 time periods that you delineated. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And do you remember the precise times and sort of distance traveled within those time frames?
I don't remember the precisely off the top of my head.
Your Honor, with the court submission, may the trooper refer to his report, just those numbers.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Seconds in the morning to 12:21 and 5 seconds on the 29th. It shows that he's taking 170 steps, going 99.6 meters or 326 feet. At 12:21 and 10 seconds to 12:24 and 22 seconds, it shows 80 steps and 87.74 meters or 287 feet.
So that's a problem. So Apple Health shows him moving between 12:21 and 12:24. He's going up and down stairs, which seems to indicate he's inside a house.
12:21, 14 seconds to 12:24, 37 seconds. It stated ascending, descending 3 floors. And then at 12:31, 56 to 12:32, 16 in the morning, 36 steps, 25.46 meters or 85 feet.
Now, sir, with respect to what's listed as steps, does that indicate, from based on your training experience and familiarity with this sort of health data, what, if anything, does that tell you as to whether or not the person with the phone is physically taking steps?
That's not the case.
Oh,
What is the case?
Like I said,
so steps aren't actually steps. So all you thought they were steps. You thought, because, you know, like Apple probably invested some money into this and figured this out, but they're not actually steps. This is why the defense, I'm begging them, if they're listening, fuck all the other witnesses, get an Apple Health, just get an Apple employee, someone from Apple who designs software or knows the product. There's got to be someone. There's got to be. Just get them in here. Get somebody who knows anybody. Go down to fucking the Solomon Palm Mall in the Apple store and just ask one of the people. And like, you can find someone. You can find someone who knows how this shit works and can testify and who's smarter about this than Nicholas Guarino. Because Nicholas Guarino doesn't know shit, but he acts like he does. And because he's got on a suit, the jury's just like, well, this guy must know what he's talking about. He's not a regular cop. He's a cop that wears a suit. So he's special. He's smart.
the phone has internal measures. The phone has internal measures in it. Like I said, it's basically a pedometer. So the movement of the phone, the distance traveled, it's going to register steps. You don't have to physically be walking and moving the phone for it to register movement.
You don't have to physically be walking or moving the phone to register movement. So you can just shake up your phone. I think that's what he's doing here. Watch this. I think he explains how you can manipulate the phone.
Waving it around and then could potentially cause it to think you're walking and moving.
Oh, so waving your phone around. I mean, man, personal fitness coaches and people like that who have clients or like, use your Apple Health data to register how much exercise you did today. Man, fat people are going to love this shit. They just be like, oh, I just fucking move this shit around. Woo, yeah, look at it. I'm going to make them think I did all this work today. Like, does anyone believe that? Does anyone believe that? You got to, you have to be fucking kidding me. This guy, come on, dude. And what pisses me off about Nicholas Guarino isn't just what he says. It's how he thinks he's so smart and sane and how he acts like he's some sort of expert. And he's fucking stupid. Like he doesn't know any more about anything than you or I do. In fact, he knows less. If he actually believes the things that he's saying, which I don't think he actually believes this. I don't think he actually believes if you shake a fucking phone up that it can make it look like you just walked somewhere. Like, give me a break, dude.
You mentioned that from your review of Mr. O'Keefe's phone, you indicated there was a Waze search for 34 Fairview Road. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And if you could just explain to the jury sort of what is Waze and what kind of information are you looking at there?
Waze is a GPS program. So you put your address you're looking to go to. It's going to tell you the fastest route, where the police are, etc.
And when that Waze search was conducted, is there a precise time pursuant to your review of Mr. O'Keefe's phone associated with that Waze search?
Yes, it was at 12:20 in the morning.
And again, we're going to get to the Waze stuff in a moment, actually. Let me see if... So let me, I got a couple other time. So now let's get to Alan Jackson. Or no, it was David Yannetti crossing him. Let's listen to what Yannetti says.
Objection.
I'm going to allow that.
This is the face he always made too. Like he knew it was coming to. Whenever there was like an objection, he just knew. When David Yannetti asked or Alan, they asked him a question or they objected to something that he didn't like, he would go, oh, that's a shame. Look at that face. Guess not. Look at that face.
No, I didn't know where it was retrieved from.
You didn't know where it was retrieved from?
Correct.
All right. But you did include in your report that while Proctor and Buchanan were on scene, they retrieved the cell phone of John O'Keefe, correct?
So his report says that Buchanan and Proctor retrieved his phone, John's phone, from the scene, which he describes in the report as 34 Fairview Road. It's undeniable. His report says that. Yet they claim that those two never went to the scene, so it couldn't have been them. They didn't take John's phone. Oh, no. No. So how do you explain that one, Guarino?
At some point during the day, they did. I don't know where from. So there's multiple.
Yeah, I'm asking about your report, but you know I'm questioning you about your report.
No, I understand, and I'm explaining.
Then
I don't know what
scene.
scene.
You explain, sir, most respectfully, until Mr. Lally questions you.
Okay, so no comments. I think to speed things along, do you have your report with you?
I do, Your Honor.
I think it'll make it easier,
Oh,
Mr.
can you read
Yannetti.
the first two lines?
Let him grab it.
Go.
Can you read the first two lines to the jury, please?
Yep. On Saturday, January 29th, 2022, Trooper Michael Proctor and Sergeant Yuri Buchanan of the Norfolk District Attorney's Office responded to the unattended death of John O'Keefe at 34 Fairview Road in Canton. Through his investigation, was found O'Keefe was a victim of a motor vehicle homicide. While on scene, Trooper Proctor secured O'Keefe's phone and brought it to the Norfolk DA's office for forensic analysis.
Okay. So you'd agree with me that you included that?
While on scene, after just saying that the scene was 34 Fairview Road, they grabbed the phone. What part of that was unclear? How is he going to explain himself ways out of this one?
While on scene, they secured his phone. Did you not?
I did write that.
Okay. And that was back on February 4th of 2022, correct?
Yes, it was.
Within 6 days of John O'Keefe being found mortally wounded on Albert's Lawn, correct?
Yes, sir.
And at that time, you knew that the crime scene was 34 Fairview Road, correct?
No.
Oh.
Yet you put in your report
He
while
said
on
30
scene. Did you not?
Yes, I don't know what scene they recovered from. I know they went multiple places on the 29th. They didn't get back to me till 7:30 that night almost.
Oh, but the report says 34 Fairview was the scene. So he doesn't know what scene. He was actually talking about another scene that he didn't list in the report. It's just a different scene. And the thing about this is that we've already broken this down, that your report said this. We brought this up before. All that did, by pointing out pretrial, all the mistakes they made, all it did was give lying sacks of shit like this a chance to come up with more lies to explain their original lies. Like, that's all this is. Like, oh, the scene doesn't actually mean the scene. It's a different scene. You see, that report said, I said the scene's 34 Fairview Road, but silly you're stupid, and I'm actually smart because I know what a wall file is. That's not what the actual scene was. This is what I mean by this guy. He's a Westfield State grad.
When I first got the
He's
phone.
smarter
You'd
than
agree with me that the Canton Police Department wasn't the crime scene, correct?
I never said crime scene in my report. I wrote scene.
Okay. Well,
Like
Canton Police Department was not the scene of any crime, was it?
I don't know. I don't believe so.
You don't know if the Canton Police Department was the scene of a crime.
I don't think it was.
You don't think it was? Okay. Now,
But see, if he was Joseph Paul, then the scene would have talked to him and just told him that. Okay. How about this? What about Karen Reed getting back at the certain time? What time did Karen Reed get back? He says.
that you've previously testified to and that the jury has heard and they've been introduced into evidence. You had testified on direct examination that Karen Reed's phone connected to the Wi-Fi at 1 Meadows Ave at approximately 12:36 in the morning.
Yes, sir.
So you can testify based on that by 12:36 in the morning, Karen Reed was not at 34 Fairview, correct?
That's correct.
And that was the first of those voicemails that you testified to, correct? That was the I hate you voicemail?
Yes, that's 12:37, correct.
Okay. And that voicemail and every other voicemail that the jury heard was left after Karen had left 34 Fairview, correct?
Yes, sir.
And except for the one at, after 6 in the morning, the 4-minute one when she went back, we heard that one. But all the other ones were apparently left when she was at 1 Meadows, correct?
I can't speak to where she was, but
she wasn't at 34 Fairview.
Yes, that's correct.
So this is obviously being used to impeach Jennifer McCabe, who said that she looked outside at 12:45. Karen Reed was still there. Okay. So that was being used to impeach that. But I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I don't think she was on the Wi-Fi at 12:36. I think that's a mistake. I think he's misinterpreting something there too. I don't think it's possible for her to be on the Wi-Fi at 12:36. And here's why. Can't library footage would have got her going through, right? If she was back at 1 Meadows by 12:36, then she would have gone through that intersection by the Canton Library at approximately, what, 12:34, give or take? And the 2 minutes of missing footage from the Canton Library were from 12:37 to 12:39. Remember that was shady how those 2 minutes disappeared? So if she went through there at 12:34, it would be on video. That's what makes me think that this whole, I mean, it was not when he said 12:36, the defense were like, fuck it. We'll go with, if he wants to commit to 12:36, even better. Even better. We'll take that and use that against him because that proves John McCabe's a lying sack of shit. We'll take it. I think even David Yannetti and them knew that. Well, that doesn't make any fucking sense. But if you said it, we're just going to go with that. And Leah's like, is there a different route? There's not. They could have gone the different route they would have taken would have required her to do a 3-point turn outside Brian Albert's house. You would have had to go north on Fairview, take a right onto Cedar Crest, take a right onto Dedham till you get to Washington, take a right, and then bang a quick left onto Pleasant, and you can get back that way. It would have required a 3-point turn. But if you go straight, then there's really no other way around it. You're going to go through the center of town if that happens. And, you know, not for nothing here, Karen Reed is a woman, right? And women don't do shortcuts. Men do. Like, that's our thing. Is like, let's complicate the fuck out of how to get home in order to avoid one light. Like, that's what we do as guys. Women don't do that. Women don't mind traffic lights, right? And keep in mind, this is the same woman who got fucking lost on the way there, that overshot the goddamn street. Women are going to take the quickest way fucking home, even if there's a light on the way, period. That's just a fact. And everyone out there knows that. So she definitely went that way home, 100%. And again, the fact that the Canton Library didn't catch her at 12:34 makes me think that she didn't actually get in until 12:36. But if they're going to say 12:36, fuck it. That's even better. That's even better. So, like, we'll go with that. You're the one that said it was 12:36, not me. But for the record, I don't believe she logged into the thing at 12:36. That doesn't make any sense to me.
She wasn't at 34.
And you would agree with me, based on those voicemails and what you know about them and what we've just discussed, that no one at 34 Fairview, including Jennifer McCabe, could have witnessed Karen Reed outside that residence at 12:45 a.m., correct?
No, I don't believe so.
Thank you. No, I don't believe so. Look at that satisfaction. Look at this.
So you would agree with me? No one could have, including Jennifer
Look at that,
McCabe,
like,
could have seen
look
her
at
at
that,
12:45 at 34 Fairview?
As I said, she auto connects to the Wi-Fi at 12:36, so now she wouldn't have been there.
Look at it. She's like looking at the jury.
No.
Like, did you guys heard that shit, right? You guys heard that shit, right? Like, give me a fucking break. She knows. She knows. Okay. So then I got another part here.
170 steps took place at some point during that 10-minute approximate time period.
No.
So is it your understanding that those 170 steps all took place at 12:11?
No. Again, like I said, the phone is a high-tech pedometer. It doesn't mean that steps were taken. It means the phone was manipulated in a way that it believed it was moving and taking steps.
Oh, I see your objection.
Yeah.
Okay, so
sorry.
Let's assume there were steps for the purpose of this discussion.
Yeah.
We're talking about the
because
steps
then they
here.
could have been steps, correct?
They could have been, yes. But
all right, so let's assume that for now.
Okay.
Assuming there were 170 steps taken, that could have meant that John O'Keefe took 170 steps beginning at 12:11 within that time period, correct?
It's saying that, again, the time frame that it gave me is 12:11 to 12:21.
Right. Yeah. So in other words, if he could have started walking at 12:11, correct?
Yes.
All right. But he also could have taken that 170 steps closer in time to 12:21, correct?
Well, at that point, he's in the car.
I'm not asking about where he was.
Could not have been. No.
I'm just asking about with what the data shows.
And I would say no.
If it shows 170 steps between 12:11 and 12:21, then strictly based on the data, you don't know where those 170 steps took place within that 10 minutes, correct?
To a degree, yes.
Okay. And it's possible it could have been toward the beginning, toward the end, or maybe fairly evenly spaced, right? You just know that there were 170 steps that were taken in that 10-minute time frame, correct?
Again, that's assuming that they are steps.
Right. And again, I'm asking you from the data itself.
Again, the phone says it's steps, doesn't mean they are.
All right, well,
There it is. That's the quote. The phone says they're steps, doesn't mean they are. You have to be kidding me. Then what the fuck? So it's just useless? What are they then? Like, this thing is a useless piece of shit, and I want my money back. It's like, are you like, I can't believe they're declaring war on Apple. That was their defense.
That also showed a total of 80 steps between 1221 and 1224.
Correct.
As part of your investigation of this case, were you aware that there was a 1223 text message from Ryan Nagel to Julie Nagel in which Ryan texted his sister Julie he had arrived at 34 Fairview?
Oh, they did bring this up. This should have been stressed. The Ryan Nagel texted 1223 saying, I'm here. If Ryan Nagel was there, that means Karen Reed was there. That means Karen Reed wasn't driving there because she was already at the house because Ryan Nagel was at the house.
Objection.
Sustained. You can.
Objection.
In any case, you would agree with me that 1223 is between 1221 and 1224, correct?
That is correct.
And that is the 1221 to 1224 time frame where the Apple Health data showed that the user of John O'Keefe's phone took 80 steps, correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, John O'Keefe's Apple Health data also showed that he climbed up or down 3 flights of stairs between 1221 and 1224.
Yeah,
correct?
what's up with that?
Yes.
And that's the same period in which the data reflects 80 steps, correct?
It's off by about 12 seconds. 12:22, 22. That's right. 12:24 and 22 seconds was the ending for the stamps, but 12:24 and 37 seconds.
Oh, but approximately.
Yeah. Approximately, yes.
Approximately,
And,
yeah.
regarding going up and down those 3 floors, Apple does not provide data precise enough to determine when within that range the 3 floors were transversed, correct?
No. There was a second point at 12:22 and 14 seconds that had specifically on stairs.
Okay. And you would agree with me that, and again, assuming that there were stairs as Apple Health data reflects, those stairs could have been ascended or descended toward the beginning, toward the end, or throughout that 3-minute time period, correct?
In this case, no, because there's a set point that's in the Cellbrite report that shows it's 12:22 and 14 seconds.
All right. Finally, his Apple Health data also showed a total of 36 steps between 12:31:56 and 12:32:16, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
All right. So I would like to direct your attention to your May 9th, 2023 report, which was the second report that you wrote that we've already referenced.
Yes, sir.
Specifically paragraph 15.
Okay.
You wrote that O'Keefe's health data in Celebrite shows him ascending, descending 3 flights of stairs at 12:22 and 14 seconds. Did I read that accurately?
Yes, sir.
And the native locations in Celebrite and the cached locations in Axiom both show O'Keefe's phone location by the intersection of Oakdale Road and Pinecone Road, which is in front of 36 Oakdale, and which is approximately a little over half mile from 34 Fairview. Did I read that essentially correct?
Yes, sir.
Again, this is the test that we conducted. We went on Oakdale Road. Flat as hell. He's like, Oakdale Road caused him to ascend not 1, not 2, but 3 flights of stairs. It's that fucking steep, except it's the flattest road I've ever seen in my life.
Do you stand by the statement that he ascended and descended 3 flights of stairs precisely at 12:22 and 14 seconds?
I'm going by what Cellbrite has given me from that time point, and that's what I used.
Isn't it true that what the Apple Health data actually state is that John O'Keefe's phone went up and down 3 flights of stairs sometime within the time period that began at 12:22:14 and ended at 12:24:37?
I can't speak to it. I don't know. This is what, again, I'm looking at the report. This is what the information that is parsed out of the phone is giving me.
Right. I'm just asking about the data itself. It gives you that time period and tells you 3 flights of stairs, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
All right. So assuming that those 3 flights of stairs were ascended or descended closer in time to 12:22:14, which was within that time period, that would still give him time to arrive at 34 Fairview within a couple minutes later, would it not?
I'm sorry, but at the time.
Yeah, so we have a time period that you've agreed with, which is 12:24:14, ending at 12:24:37, right? A little over a couple of minutes, like 2 minutes and 23 seconds?
Yeah, about that.
All right. So the 3 flights of stairs, again, just according to the data, could have been ascended or descended at the start of that time period, correct?
No.
Huh?
I'm confused what you're trying to say. So you're saying.
Okay, it's just like, he's just such a liar. Well, how about this? How come he couldn't find anything on Jen McCabe's phone the first time he searched? Oh, he's got an explanation for that too. Don't you worry.
Waze data, could it not?
No.
But as you sit here today, you don't know whether Waze was relying on the baseband display or monotonic clock, correct?
Again, that's not
used
for that.
Actually.
This particular Waze artifact from John O'Keefe's phone says 2:22 a.m., while the baseband and display clocks have timestamps 3 minutes earlier, correct?
Yes.
So if there's a 3-minute difference between the clocks, well, strike that. Do you know, with regard to that 2:22 a.m. location data on Waze, do you know which clock Waze was using for that? Or the iPhone was using with Waze?
I don't. I didn't look through Axiom. I was. Okay.
Do you see the process 3434 highlighted in blue on what I've placed before that are listed on that printout?
I do.
What are those 3 different clocks?
Sorry, it's a bit blurry. Monotonic date time, baseband date time, and then display date time.
And looking at that, do you recognize that as being information that was available from John O'Keefe's phone from the extraction?
Yes.
I would offer that as an exhibit, Your Honor.
So 3 different clocks are essentially used to, with Waze data and stuff like that. But Apple uses an internal Cocoa clock that, you know, works on planes. It shows you the time no matter what. It measures the amount of seconds since I think the year 2000. And I think we're up to like 65 million seconds or some shit like that or whatever. And the clock, basically what he's getting at here is the clocks have a 3-minute range, a standard deviation, the things that Waze uses. The clock is much less reliable. And so if your GPS is showing that John's on Oakdale Road at 12:25 when he's ascending and descending 3 flights of stairs, well, there's a 3-minute, what do they call it? Margin of error. There's a 3-minute margin of error. So he very well could be at home at 34 Fairview Road at that time because there's a 3-minute margin of error. He admits it. And he's like, which one do you use?
Any objection, Mr. Lally?
No, Your Honor.
What are we going to call that?
I know, right? Imagine being
Are
her.
we going to
That's
refer to-
fucking crazy.
It could be called, a printout regarding 3434.
Okay.
Is it clear to you that those 3 clocks were not in sync regarding that one process number?
Yes.
In fact, the
they weren't the same.
monotonic clock regarding this particular Waze artifact from John O'Keefe's phone says 2:22 a.m., while the baseband and display clocks have timestamps 3 minutes earlier, correct?
Yes.
So if there's a 3-minute difference between the clocks, well, strike that. Do you know, with regard to that 2:22 a.m. location data on Waze, do you know which clock Waze is using for that? Or the iPhone was using with Waze?
I don't. Didn't look through Axiom. I was using Celebrate for that.
But certainly that would have been available to you had you looked at it, correct?
Well, this is the artifact you show me is from the power log. It has nothing to do with the GPS. So
the 3-minute difference between the clocks, and you don't know which clock was used to put John O'Keefe's phone on Oakdale Road at 2:22 a.m. That could explain. Let me something. It's not 2:22.
I know what you meant,
Mr. Jackson. Thank you. I'm sure everybody else did. With regard to the 3-minute discrepancy between the clocks, and you said you don't know which clock Waze was using to put John O'Keefe's phone on Oakdale Road at 12:22 a.m. That could explain the discrepancy between the Apple Health data and the Waze data, could it not?
No.
As you said here, today, you don't know whether Waze was relying on the baseband, display, or monotonic clock, correct?
Again, that's not can be used for that.
Now, you're aware that Jennifer McCabe signed a consent form on February 2nd.
Here we go. So why didn't you find her shit? Why didn't you find her shit?
And a full forensic extraction was performed on that phone sometime shortly after February 2nd of 2022?
I don't remember the exact date. I didn't download her phone.
But in any case, you generated a Celebrite full file system extraction report on May 31st of 2022, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you were aware that Celebrite report was the one that was turned over to the defense in this case, correct?
That is correct.
But you'd agree with me that extraction report didn't contain anything close to the full file system, despite the name on it, correct?
Yeah.
It did.
Well, that report was filtered to return only Jen McCabe's communications with Karen Reed, Kerry Roberts, John O'Keefe, and Kaylee Furbish, correct?
That is not correct.
Did Michael Proctor instruct you to pull only those?
She says it's not correct. So I didn't even know that. That was the thing I picked up on. David Yannetti says that because remember her search, her first, when they first gave the phone over, none of this shit came up. And now we find out that a filter was put on, which he denies, to only search for certain messages between Jennifer McCabe and certain people. Just like Higgins did the same thing with Matt Kelch. And he's like, how do I just get messages between me and Karen Reed so I can show my cool, wicked smooth, attempt to get laid? How can I just show those ones? What? Not the ones of Brian Albert. We don't want to see those. Just the ones that make me feel good about myself. I want to read those ones. The time that Karen Reed briefly flirted with me. I want to talk all about that.
Communications?
Objection.
You didn't seek to obtain any of Jennifer McCabe's communications with her sister, Nicole Albert, did you?
No.
I didn't go through, like I said, didn't go through Jen McCabe's info.
And you didn't seek to obtain any of her communications with her daughter, Allie Albert, did you? I'm sorry, Allie McCabe.
Objection, may we approach?
Sure.
Okay. And then they ask about the Google search at 301.
You would agree with me that the full forensic image of Jennifer McCabe's phone was not shared with the defense until it was requested by us in October of 2022, sir?
That is not true.
Oh.
When you wrote your report on April 24th of 2023, in response to an affidavit provided by Rick Green, the defense forensic computer expert, it was in that report that you finally disclosed for the first time the existence of 3 Google searches by Jennifer McCabe, correct?
Objection.
All right, so ask that differently.
So remember, in his first extraction of her phone, he never mentioned anything about a search at 6:24 for how long to die in cold. They don't deny that she does that. Like they admit now, like she did it, but Karen Reed told her to do it at 6:24. So it makes total sense. But the first time that they got Jennifer McCabe's phone, this guy didn't find any of those Google searches. So why didn't you put that in your report, sir.
Prior to April 24th of 2023, you had not reported in any formal manner with anything that was shared with the defense about the existence of 3 Google searches by Jennifer McCabe, correct?
I never looked at Jennifer McCabe's phone.
And so
I never looked at her phone. Why not? I thought you did a data. What? You didn't look at her phone? She gave it to you over a year prior from that.
Was there anybody else from your unit or anybody else that you worked on that provided that material to us?
Not that I know of.
Page 2. I mean, someone.
Isn't it like I picked out? Like, it's crazy when you re-listen to this. You're like, wait, what? She gave you her phone in February of 2022 and you didn't look at it? Because he's asking the obvious question. Why didn't you find those other Google searches? Oh, he didn't. Why the hell not? Then why the fuck did she give it to you? What was the purpose of that? Like, what? The shit you pick up on, I mean, you watch this again. How about I got another point? 307.
Utilize extraction at all.
You never included the 2 searches that we discussed. How long TI die in CIKD and how long to die in cold in the full file system extraction that was turned over to the defense. Did you?
They were included.
Well, page 6 of your April 24th, 2023 report goes on to state that when you switch to a new version of Celebrate, and
Sorry,
dropped out.
Yeah, it was a phone call. The power line.
Look at this distraction. Look at this little distraction technique. He's delaying here. He's trying to
Page
throw
6
him
of your
off.
April 24th, 2023 report says that when you switch to a new version of Celebrate Physical Analyzer, which was version 7.61.0.12, you found an artifact from the browser state DB wall file for a global search of Hoslong to die in cold at 2:27 and 40 seconds, correct?
Yes.
So he admits it. We did find a search at 2:27 and 40 seconds once we used the new software, but I have an explanation for that.
Yes.
It's the searches that were done at 623 regarding the misspelled how long to die in the cold.
Okay, and it's actually Hoslong to die in cold,
Yes.
right? HOS?
Yep.
That was marked by Celebrate as deleted, was it not?
Yes.
All right. And your April 24th, 2023 report goes on to mention 2 deleted calls to Jen McCabe's sister, Nicole, who was saved as Coco in her phone, correct?
I'd have to see it, but I believe so.
May I approach?
Yes.
Yeah, those calls to Nicole are underrated. Like,
Thank you.
She deleted calls to Nicole Albert at 6:07 and 6:08 that register as answered, and they just to say that it went to voicemail. Like, and those were deleted. She did not want people to see that she called Nicole Albert, because then the next question would be, why the fuck didn't she come out of the house?
Showing you what's been marked Y for identification. If you familiarize yourself with that and look up at me when you're done.
Okay.
So he's gonna.
Does that show the 2 deleted calls to Jen McCabe's sister, Nicole, who was saved as Coco in her phone?
I don't know who it's coming from, but it does say it's going to Coco, and then again coming from all files. Correct.
All right. And your report doesn't mention it, but what was the duration of those 2 calls according to that log?
On this sheet here, it says 9 seconds for the first one and then 7 seconds for the other.
All right. And those calls, both of them, which actually had durations, were marked answered by Celebrate, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
May I offer that, Your Honor?
They said answered.
I believe it's already in, but
I'm sorry?
I believe it's already.
Y for identification. Marking this and
Isn't we'll mark this like A to whatever.
what is displayed on the screen now, is that consistent with what I have just handed to you?
Yes, it is.
All right. And with regard to the first entry there,
Deleted.
you stated that it doesn't say.
Oh wait, but human beings can't delete their files, according to him. The wall file deletes it. Once it gets full or something, it just deletes itself. So Jennifer McCabe didn't actually delete these. So it says yes, deleted there, but just pay no attention to that. You wouldn't understand. You didn't go to Westfield State. You wouldn't get it.
Say, you said it doesn't say who was making the call. Was that your testimony?
Yes, just says right here.
Yep.
2. I'm guessing that's the last 4 of the number because the rest is blurred, and then yeah, that's it.
Okay. And you know that 0204 last 4 digits, that is to somebody who was listed as Coco in the phone, correct?
I don't know any of these phone numbers or people.
But you previously testified these 2 calls were somebody who was named Coco in the phone.
Oh yeah, from the sheet you gave me that shows it.
Okay. And the time of the first call was 6:07:42. Is that right?
That's correct.
And you testified that that's the one that had the duration of 9 seconds?
Yes.
Listed as answered
Correct.
and deleted, correct?
Yes and no. And I can explain if you like.
It's listed as deleted, is it not?
There's a reason why.
There's a reason why. He can't wait. He's like so ready. Oh, like this is the problem with the defense showing their cards beforehand. It just gave time for this guy to make up a lie. Oh, there's a reason why. I know it says deleted, but would you like to hear my bullshit about why it wasn't actually deleted, why you can't trust that report, why your eyes are deceiving you?
Is it listed as deleted?
It is, but there's a reason why.
With regard to the second call, that appears to be to the same number, or at least the same last 4 digits.
Yes.
And in the sheet in front of you, that's also to Coverup, correct?
Yes.
And that has a timestamp of 6:08 and 17 seconds, correct?
That is correct.
That also has a duration, and that's at 7 seconds?
Yes.
Also listed as answered?
Yes.
And also marked deleted, correct?
Yes, and there's a reason.
And are you aware that
It's a yes or
Mr.
no
K,
question.
Made other calls that morning, which were in fact marked unanswered by Celebrate?
Again, I'd have to see what you're referring to.
So as you testified to here today, you have no memory as to whether or not she.
Because they're saying that like, oh, well, she didn't actually answer it and went to voicemail. Then how do you explain calls that say unanswered then? Where did those go? Did those, what? Like, so the phone Celebrate can figure out the difference between an answer call and an unanswered call. Okay?
You made a number of other calls that were marked deleted, sir?
There are a number of calls that morning. I have not memorized all of them.
And again, Your Honor, if I may approach to show something that's on a computer PDF document on a computer screen, if you familiarize yourself. In that PDF, that there were a number of calls that were marked unanswered by Celebrate?
Again, I can't testify to any of this because I can't confirm where this data came from. There's no source file.
There's no source. The fuck does that mean?
It's incomplete.
There's no source file. It's incomplete. Yeah, this is incomplete. It's not a source file. Whatever the fuck that means. He doesn't know what the fuck that means. I don't know what that means. Nobody knows what it means. He's making it up. There's a source file. Bro, it's a fucking Celebrate report. It says right at the top, Celebrate. Deleted. He just doesn't like what it's saying, so he's like, I don't know. It's a source file. Whatever the fuck that means.
So I do see what you're talking about in that column, but I don't know what any of this data is from or who made this.
Is your name on it?
At the very top, it would show my name no matter what because I created the UFED and the extraction. I did not create this PDF.
So the answer to my question is your name is on that document, correct?
It is, but I didn't create it.
Right. With regard to the calls that were marked unanswered, would you agree with me that Celebrate had them with durations of 0 seconds?
Objection.
Can you agree with that? Can you answer that question? If you can, please answer it.
With the data given here, I can't because, like I said, I don't know where they got this from, Your Honor.
So who created that document?
I don't know.
Oh.
So are you testifying that nobody in law enforcement created that document, or nobody, no forensic expert for the Commonwealth created that document?
I created the extraction and made a UFED reader report, which is basically a portable Celebrate version that I use at the office. I gave that to defense. I don't know who created this PDF version.
Look at him staring. Look at him talking to the jury. Like, instead of talking to the attorney, he's like, you guys believe me, right? And I did this at the office. Notice he says the office because he's not a regular cop. He doesn't wear a typical police uniform, guys. He works in an office. He's got an office. He's a special cop. He went to Westfield State. He knows he's got a suit on, okay? He's not like the dumb cops. He has an office, and he doesn't know who made this, and he's using his hands a lot here, and his name's on the report, but he doesn't know who made the report. He doesn't know nothing.
Of data with specific things. I did not.
Was it Michael Proctor?
No.
Oh, he knows that one real quick. No, it wasn't Michael
Like I
Proctor.
said, I was the only one that created any Celebrate-related reports in this case.
Well, I'd like to ask you some questions about my client's cell phone, sir.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
On Tuesday, when Mr. Lally to my client's phone, which is where we started,
Yeah.
you were aware that Michael Proctor was searching through her phone in August of 2022.
Of the extraction report created, correct.
Were you made aware that on January 1st of 2023, the defense requested a full forensic image of Karen Reed's phone, which was in your possession?
I don't know the date, but a request was made for the phone extraction, yes.
And have you seen a forensic image or Celebrate a report of the forensic image from Karen Reed's phone?
The redacted version that I received back from the AG's office, yes.
Okay. And would you please tell the jurors how many phone calls were deleted from Karen Reed's phone from January 29th of 2022?
None.
I love that one. Underrated. None. Karen Reed did not delete a single phone call from the woman who's allegedly covering up her crime. Has nothing to hide because it's not normal to delete phone calls like that. Her report doesn't say anything about deleted calls. Jennifer McCabe's does, but don't worry. you wouldn't understand. It's just the wall file and the biome. You don't get it. You didn't go to Westfield State. You wouldn't understand. And finally, there's this little anecdote here at 323. He's an expert, guys. I don't know if you guys know this. Lally comes back, and Lally's going to toss him some softballs.
That you observed from the phone from that approximately 11 something a.m. until you retrieved it or received it, excuse me, at 7:30 p.m. on the 29th?
There's, like I said, there's only the handful that showed it at Canton PD, and then when it's back at the office that night. And then if it wasn't in airplane mode, it would have been something I would have done. So I don't remember if Proctor did it before he gave it to me or if I did it after.
Now, the other troopers in your unit, in the detective unit with the Norfolk DA's office, are they as well versed on cell phone extractions and cell phone data as you are?
No.
And so again, how many people within your specific unit actually perform data extractions or forensic analysis of cell phone?
Myself, Trooper Connor Keefe, and everyone has been trained in how to use Cellbrite and to do these extractions. They all just sort of dump them on my desk and say, do this phone for me. So.
He's a cell phone expert, guys. He's an expert, guys. All the other cops, him and Trooper Queef, they Proctor and Buchanan, they are Neanderthals. They look at the Cellbrite report like, me know how interpret this. Me give report to Guarino. He go Westfield State. He tell me what this report mean. He really smart with phone. He expert. He take class. And Trooper Queef sometimes too. They look at this and they really smart. It's just like, dude, come on, bro. This is like, he might actually be smarter. He might actually know more than cell phones about than Bukaki because he took a weekend class online. But he's just like, everybody else at the office drops their shit on my desk. So I must know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, this is wild. So that I wanted to replay that part. I could revisit several parts of the trial. I like that part because I'm just like, I think it's underrated just going after Guarino. They should have ripped him apart, and they did, but make it clear. This guy's full of shit. He's just a liar, man. He's just a liar. And he's lying to cover for cop killers. So fuck him. All right. How many more? Let's see. Let me read some turtle chats here. Christy sends $10. Goes, Marty is going to hire Krusty. Sounds like the Island of Misfit Toys. So that's a Grant-ism. Dude, Plevin called him Grant on the Gulf today. Shots fired. All right. And I'd like to point out that Plevin had Grant on his program while I was in jail and presented him as some sort of expert journalist, some legitimate journalist. Now all of a sudden he's turned against Krusty, Grant has, and so now he's no longer reliable. Krusty is not a PI. Stop it. She wasn't hired by anyone to be a PI. She's fucking unemployable. She's God doesn't have a job. No one's hiring her as a fucking PI. So I'm pretty sure that's misinformation on the part of Grant there. So thank you, Christy. Desiree sends $25 and goes, me again. Sorry. Been trying to turtle chat for weeks to answer a question you posed a while back about the odds of the last three jurors being the ones considered most favorable to the defense, essentially 1 in 500. Oh, we did the math on that one too. So it's 1 in 17. All right. No, I apologize. 1 in 15 times 1 in 14 times 1 in 13, which came out to 1 in 455. 1 in 455. So there's that. So thank you very much for that. Dono, Desiree. She also donated 10 and says, tweet team YouTube on X. The timestamp will tell you what sparked the report. Who's the chump who really wants to silence you? Good luck with that. Yeah, it gave us a timestamp, and then we click on it, and the video is gone, so we can't even see what the offending thing was. I suppose we could go back and watch it on Rumble and see what the corresponding time was, but I'm guessing it's the phone number. So thank you. Laura sends $5. Goes, skank per Urban Dictionary says a slutty person that doesn't know how to say no to sex. Okay. I mean, aren't we all skanks then? Well, no, I don't know. It's who doesn't? I guess, some of us can say no to sex, but it's a hard thing to say no to. Let's be honest, because it's excellent. It's just top notch. It's the best. We all love, sexual intercourse because it's just the tops. All right. Lily True Crime Rue sends $10 and goes, Marty is a piece of shit. # free Turtleboy. Well, thank you very much. Jane H sends $10 and goes, for civil rights, freedom of speech, and to help pay for the biggest grifter of them all, Mr. Bederow. She's being sarcastic there. It's a thing Mark does where he doesn't know what a grifter is. Everybody calls each other grifters on the internet now. I don't know, like, if there's anyone who's not grifting, it's Mark Bederow, because like he doesn't even have his own channel. Like, so he doesn't take donos. So how the fuck is he grifting? Unless they're saying he somehow knew that by going on YouTube and saying really smart things that I would end up hiring him. I guess that makes him grifter. I don't know, but it is what it is. Danielle Flood Morning sends $5 and goes, thank you for all you do, Dr. Turtleboy. Free Karen Reed from North Carolina. Tar Heels for Turtle. I love it. Thank you very much, Danielle. David sends $20 and goes, to help find Bukkake's dentures. I know. Or his lips for them. Joanna sends $10, goes, I have questions. I'm in Western North Dakota here. Not to be confused with Eastern North Dakota. So thank you. So she's near the Montana border. It says, how is it that Bukkake still has a job? I thought he was helping Proctor with the investigation. Well, he is under internal affairs investigation. So we'll see. Hopefully not too much longer. We'll see. Desiree sends $35 and says, Doctor, the chat has been giving me fits for weeks. So sorry if this is redundant. So much for respect for your courage and tenacity. Have a great vacation. Well, thank you, Desiree. I will try to do just that. Kiki sends $25 and goes, thank you, Doctor. I was thrilled to hear the official announcement today. Keep doing you. We all love you. Well, thank you very much, Kiki. Plevin's Tight Shirt donates $5 and goes, crusty panties lunch money from her supporters that she pocketed. Now, that might be a legitimate accusation on the part of Grant. I don't know, because she is a grift. She's an actual grifter who's taken in thousands of dollars. Like she once raised $5,000 to sue me and then never sued me. And like that didn't bother her followers. Like she raised like $55,000 in one day when Chili DeCastro sued her. And she didn't spend shit. Like it was a big scam. So there's that. She said she showed receipts. She never actually did. Melissa sends $5 and goes, I was late getting on tonight and was literally listening to you say YouTube doesn't seem to ban Karen Reed because it's not political. And then you went down. I know. Isn't that something? Thank you, Melissa. Brenda sends $5 and goes, free speech is alive and well on Rumble, but your stream there still says waiting. I know. I fucked that one up too. A lot of irony tonight. $5 from Josh says, why does Carrie Roberts get a pass on this? I think she's the most vile. She had a real relationship with John, but is just as guilty with the cover-up. I just think she should be talked about more. You know what? I think that Carrie Roberts actually cared about John, but she's just stupid. She's just a stupid person, and that's all it comes down to. She's easily influenced and easily manipulated, and she's a chatter. She's a talker. And I just think she's stupid. I think that's all it comes down to. But also fuck her for coming to my arraignment and sitting there, because I never witnessed intimidated her, but she still showed up anyway, didn't she? Thank you. Denise sends $25 and goes, after all you've been through with the case and all your hard work, I just want to say thank you for caring. Well, thank you, Denise. I appreciate that. Savannah sends $10 and goes, I would keep digging on the foreman. A strong feeling that the McAlberts got to him right after being selected or confirmed for the jury and or prior ties to him. I feel like he could have been instrumental on orchestrating and managing the jury deliberations. Perhaps a know-it-all that politely intimidated others, opportunistic and controlling. Yeah, I don't doubt any of that he is, a bully. Like they said there was bullying going on in that room. And I think that he pushed people in that direction. And I think if the other jurors who hadn't been eliminated had been on the jury, and by the way, something that does need to be looked into is he was picked as the foreman beforehand. So when Jim McDermott picked numbers out of his thing and decided who would be the alternates, was his number in there? Like that needs to be looked into more. I don't think the defense saw that coming, that like they might rig the jury too, but they should have. Because with these people, they'll rig anything. JJ sends $10 and goes, hey, Dr. Turtleboy, have you watched the Truth Revealed videos on Higgins, Jen, and Colin? I haven't. He's a former government detection expert and breaks down when they tell each lie and how to tell. See, I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't do the body expert stuff. A lot of people are into that. I don't do that. And so people send me these videos and they're like, yo, check out this guy. He's a body language expert. Nah. If you send me that, I'm not going to watch it. I'm just going to tell you right now. I don't do that. So thank you. Illegally Red, AKA Melissa, sends $10 and goes, I need help. Can someone please connect Michael Morrissey to Coverup? Oh my God. Okay. So this poor woman, and we need to let her know so she doesn't waste any more money on super chats here. So let me read this to you. She sent me a couple Facebook messages on this and I don't have the heart to respond to her. She's from West Virginia and she says, I need help. Can someone please help me connect Michael Morrissey to corrupt West Virginia politician Patrick Morrissey, currently the AG running for governor? If I can link them, I want to organize a free camera read in front of Morrissey's office in West Virginia. So let me just explain something to you. Very nice lady. Morrissey is a common surname. It's also known as a last name. There's many Morrisseys in this country. Okay. The Patrick Morrissey you're talking about is running for governor of West Virginia, indeed. But that doesn't mean he's related to Michael Morrissey simply because they share a last name. So I would just urge you to end that crusade and don't waste your time pursuing that angle, because it's like Johnson or Smith. Okay, it's an Irish name, and there's a lot of people who have it. So no, there's don't waste your time standing outside of his office pursuing that angle, because you're going to look silly. So thank you. And they're not going to know what you're talking about because it's West Virginia. So thank you very much. Angel sends $5 and goes, doesn't Colin Albert call his Auntie JJ? No, that was his gay cousin Brian said that. Auntie JJ. I laugh. Auntie JJ. Maybe the Smurfs are wanting justice for Jen. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. Sonia sends $10 and goes, who the fuck would hire BA as a private investigator when the incompetent prick couldn't walk out of his own house to investigate a dead cop on his lawn? I know. A literal crime came to his front door and he gave no fucks about it. I know. A dead cop. Oh, that's another Aussie down there in the kangaroo world. So thank you very much, Sonia. Tammy sends, so that's it. Let me just refresh the turtle chats to see if I missed any more. I don't want to miss anyone. Chastity Middleton, there's a hell of a name, sends $5 and goes, Guarino's bro. Okay, so we need if you're gonna send a turtle chat, we need a word limit on this. I can't read a whole fucking paragraph, especially not for $5. Guarino's suits probably play a big part in his arrogance, the same way a new pair of shoes can make a little kid believe they're faster than everyone else. The corruption is pure evil in this case and beyond disgusting, and it blows my mind there are people who actually believe by their bullshit, especially Jennifer McCabe's bullshit, and it goes on and on for a long time. So thank you, Chastity Middleton. I agree 1000%. Okay. Danielle sends $20, says, Doc, I would really love to see more time spent on John's car and the likely repairs done to it. I have lots of insight on this one since I own an auto body shop and I'm a licensed appraiser. You know, there doesn't have to be damage on John's car for just because John's car, 7,000 pound vehicle, broke Karen Reed's taillight doesn't mean he's going to have damage on it. So I think that's another angle I'm not really interested in pursuing. So thank you very much, Danielle. And again, I think we're going, because then you implicate John's family, and that doesn't make much sense. I think we should avoid shit like that, where it's like Paul O'Keefe wanted their fucking, like, what? Paul O'Keefe isn't in on the cover-up. Paul O'Keefe's just a fucking idiot. Like, it's just that simple. I don't think Paul O'Keefe is like wants to cover up the murder of his brother. I think that's not a good selling point, and it's not going to make us look sane. Okay, because if the car was fixed, that means that either that Paul isn't on the cover-up, or like Carl is, and it's just like, can't we keep this simple? Like, they're just fucking idiots who are easily deceived and stubborn and don't like Karen. Like, why don't we just keep it like that? Like I like that theory more. Sometimes the simplest theory is the most likely one. Come on, guys. Come on. Let's not go there. So, all right, cool. I mean, Breed, do we have any more cash amps here? Or I thought I got one. Let's hit refresh. All right, I think we're good. All right. Anyway, anybody else have anything in the comments they want to say before we call it a night? It's been a real one. 2 different streams here. How about that? All right, cool. I mean, maybe I'll check it out. I trust Scott McGinnis, so I'll check out what he's got to say. We have lots to say over here. Okay. Thank you. Loved it. Thank you. The Turtle Rider got me this shirt. She said this at a restraining order hearing when she tried to get an order on me. It was so cute. I need more quotes like this. I need more shirts with just quotes. Like how about "It just did"? I love that. It just did. Joseph Paul. There's been so many good quotes that we could put on a shirt, and I'll just start wearing a different one every show. It just did. With like Joseph Paul's face on it. Like that'd be cool. It just did. All right, guys. I'm going to call it a night. I love all you fine people. Keep up the good work. And we'll see you guys all. We'll see you for Turtle Club Thursday night, right? Thursdays. We'll see a lot of you, hopefully, at the protest against Morrissey on Thursday. I'll be there, I'm sure. And we'll see everybody else Saturday night for the live show, the last one before we go on vacation. All right? Peace, Turtle Riders.
I'll call this Bang Bang. Seriously? I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up. Pull up, bitch. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
Objection.
I will fuck you up. KO. Bang bang. I will fuck you up. You're a bitch, bro. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up. Right?
Yeah.
The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. Right?
Yeah.
The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. The bang bang, the bang bang.
Witness, please.
Yes, Your Honor, the Commonwealth calls Trooper Michael Proctor to the stand. Please state your name and spell your last name for the jury.
Michael Proctor, Proctor.
You're a bitch, bro. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
I'm going to allow it.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
I'm going to allow it.